Hey, Star Fam. I'm so sorry. I have been trying to get on here for the past 20 minutes. Something is going on with StreamYard. I had to literally shut down my computer so that I could get on here with you guys. But we're here and we're going to have a good time. Thank you all for being here. This is the finale this season deserved. I mean, who's shocked? Who's shocked? We all knew that there weren't going to be any marriages, and if there were, I would have been extremely disappointed because none of these people should be together. I've been saying that from day one, that none of these couples should get married. None of these couples should be together. I knew once they rushed the engagements that the season wasn't worth watching because the show didn't believe that the season was worth watching. If this is the best content that they can put out with what they filmed, then of course they didn't believe in the season. And honestly, it seems like this should probably be it for Love is Blind. It seems like they should just wrap it up because to have a show that is based on the end result is marriage and you didn't get any marriages, that means the formula is no longer working and you probably should wrap it up. Let's get into the weddings. We're going to start off with Ali and Anton's wedding. These are the people who got, Ali and Anton are the couple who got engaged immediately. It was the first episode they got engaged. We never got to see them grow. We never got to see what was compatible about these two. We never really got to see we never got to go on the love story with them. So for me, I was not surprised that this relationship, this didn't result in a marriage because again, the show was not invested in showing us their love story, showing us their compatibility. And I think they could not show us what they did not have. It starts off with Anton's mom. She's asking Ali if she really, really loves her son. And it was really sweet because it was a mother, saying, I'm giving my son over to you. I want to make sure you love him. I will say, Ali, you probably just, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what she could have said. I don't know what she could have said, but to reassure that woman and then break her son's heart right at the yikes. I just would have just cried and hugged her. I don't know. I do not know, but that lady was crying, trembling, shaking, and asking you if you really loved her son. And you said yes. Okay, girl. I will say I'm not shocked that Ali and Anton didn't work out because I don't think that Anton is Ali's type. I think that Ali's type is a Mexican dude from LA, um, who is obsessed with lowriders and has a gang of tattoos from his neck to his sleeves, covered up. I think he's also obsessed with the 50s. He's a felon, but that was back in the day when he was young. He no longer bangs. That is his former life, but he do have some homies that's still connected. He is he's a working class guy that makes he has like a working class personality, but he make middle, could be upper class money, but it's still it's still real middle, and he will be able to provide the lifestyle that you desire. It's just going to be a bit grimy, you know what I mean? Like, it won't be a white picket fence. It might be an all black home in Salem somewhere because he loves Halloween as well. But he'll take care of you. He will definitely take care of you. And I think that's more your type. I don't think you like clean cut guys. That Mexican dude is going to drink, but I think you're going to be okay with that. I think that you did not have a problem with Anton's drinking. You didn't have a problem with him being a party boy. You just knew you could not say yes to him. And I also think that you were trying to find anything about him as an out. Like, you were using his drinking as an out, and you were trying to make him seem like he was a drunk. But here's the thing. If Anton was a drunk, if Anton was a party boy, this show would have showed us that. We did not see it. They were not going to hide anything from us and give him a good edit and give you an unfavorable one. To be honest with you, you guys both had a pretty much clean cut edit. However, this show was messy, right? This show does not protect its participants. So if everything that you said about Anton were true, we would have seen it. So to end up and be like, well, I didn't say yes to him because the drinking and some things that I found out, I don't think it was that. And I hate the fact that you are painting this narrative that this man is an alcoholic, because if he was, we would have seen it on the show. The way they have been filming you guys 24/7, I don't think that they would have protected him. There is no way that man is drinking the way you think he drinks and getting sloshed, and we would have never not seen him like a whole mess. And again, I think you think his drinking is too much for you culturally. No shade. This dude is Russian. I think his culture I think that's the culture. And I think he probably has a high tolerance for alcohol because that is his culture. Don't they give them vodka as newborns and stuff? Like, he's fine. He seems to be. I just don't think that this show would protect him in that way. I think she over embellished a lot of things about him so that her excuses for leaving him could be valid and garner sympathy from the audience. But I don't think he is the guy that she was making him out to be. He's just not her guy, and that's okay. However, because she went into this, they both went into this so fast, saying I love you really, really early, and then seeing each other and Ali being honest with herself and being like, you know what? This ain't for me. But I think she tried to force herself to really be with this guy, one, for the show, and also how it would look if she probably said no the minute she saw him. Ali's sister comes to the wedding. She's very strict. Her sister is very strict. Ali was like crying and breaking down in her arms when she saw her sister, because her sister told her that she was not coming. And her sister embraces her and they have a little moment, and then she pulls her back and she just really like goes in. And I'm like, why would you come to somebody's wedding and say the things that you said? But I realized from looking at her, she seems like she's in a religious cult. From the attire to the hair to the kitten heels with the strap, she's probably in a religious cult, and she probably has a very warped idea about marriage and thinks that what Ali is doing is demonic, because her words to her are, wait, I wrote them down. Her words to Ali are, her first words, I don't approve. I don't approve of this. I don't agree, but you're grown. Okay, well, you can leave. Like, if you're not going to be supportive of your sister, you don't need to be supportive of the marriage. Be supportive of your sister. And even if you're not supportive, she already knows that, right? So you just were showing up to support her. And so you just could have said, I love you. You didn't have to read her before she walks down the aisle or to make your position known that you do not agree. She eventually said they're best friends and that she loves her. I think that's all she should have said. Ali knows that you didn't agree with this. You didn't have to say anything else. Maybe she had to say that because, the religious cult was watching and she had to let them know that she didn't agree so they could probably approve it and not punish her when she came back to the commune. I don't know, but I was just like, you could have just said nothing at all. Not on that girl's wedding day. So anyway, Ali and Anton's vows, cute, generic, but it makes sense because these two don't know each other. So it makes sense that their vows are just real generic, something you could have pulled off of Google. Anton says yes with all of his heart. We all knew that because the way Anton's community was acting, and Anton as well, we knew that this was probably the best that he's ever gotten. So he was not going to walk away from this and he was going to make this relationship work. And he would have been miserable doing it, but she's hot. He would have found a way. But it gets to Ali and she takes a moment and she looks at Anton and she says, I do not. And she just couldn't do it. She broke down. She gave her whole performance and she just says that this is not the guy that I met in the pods. And I'm just like, of course it's not the guy that you met in the pods because you two never really got to know each other, at least from what we've seen. And if that is what the show was showing us, there probably was if they would have shown us anymore, it probably would not have had any depth. And that's what the issue was. And that's why you saying I love you so early and Anton proposing so early, that is why it did not work, because you two really, I don't even think they had any tough conversations. So of course the guy that you know now is not the guy that you met in the pods. You two didn't get to know each other at all. Even what they showed us, there was no depth in that conversation. I also think that when Ali realized that she was still going to have to work, and her, even with the job that she was working, that money would not be allowed to go to her upkeep, right? It would have to go to their shared bills. And she expressed that she wanted to be taken care of. Anton gave a little pushback with that and was just like, no, we're both going to have to work. And, I'll let you have some luxuries, but you cannot quit and I'm taking care of you fully. Like, that's not going to happen. And I think she realized I could get that. I'm probably settling if I'm staying in this relationship with this guy who won't give me what I wanted, because what she wanted him to say was, absolutely, leave your job today. I got you. I will take care of you. And he didn't give her that. So I think at that point, she was just like, let me find a way out of this. So then she zeroed in on the drinking. Then she zeroed in on the friend. She was looking for a way out. Anton's family call her everything but a child of God. I was just like, listen, I can understand you being upset because your family member has been embarrassed, but this is a TV show. Like, I wouldn't come to it with as much depth as a real wedding, in my opinion. But again, I'm not shocked that these two didn't work out. I feel like, guys, we can all see it. We can all see it. I knew that Anton was going to say yes, but I am not shocked, and I am not shocked that she said no, because the minute that man told her that she was still going to have to keep her job, she was looking for an exit. Let's move on to, I'm gonna save them for last. Ciao. You know what? No, we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about Edmund and Calabria. Lord, the tisms, my God, today. This was heartbreaking. I got to be honest with you. And it's not me mammying. It was just sad to watch. Edmund started off his segment crying already about Calabria. He's getting ready to, go out there. He's crying. Calabria's mother comes in. Calabria and her mother have the same exact voice. There is no difference. When her mother opened up her mouth and started speaking to Edmund, I was just like, Calabria? They have the same voice, but the mother was so sweet and so kind. I will say, one, I knew Calabria wasn't going to do it. Any doubt that I had in my mind was quickly wrapped up by how Calabria's mother talked to Edmund. She was letting him down before her daughter did. She was being so kind and so soft and so sweet to him. And I'm not saying she would not have done that had she not known what her daughter's decision was, but I think she knew. And I think, from talking to Calabria, she probably knew that that guy is mad sensitive and she doesn't want her daughter to look bad. So I think the comforting that she gave him, I was just like, oh, she's breaking up with him before Calabria. But I thought it was really sweet. The mother was really, really sweet, to the point where I'm like, Mom, do not keep a relationship with Edmund, because I could just see her wanting to mother him and being drawn in by Edmund. And I hope she does it, because that'll complicate things for her daughter. Speaking about mothers, Edmund's mom doesn't come to the wedding. Of course. Of course she doesn't. And even in his disappointment, Edmund is still making excuses for his mom. He's like, I wanted her to be here, but she has some complications and she got some things going on. He's been saying that since he was a kid. This woman gives me, she never shows up for him. Side note, that man ain't his daddy. That Dominican man is not his father. I was like, who is that? Where the James Earl Jones? That ain't his daddy. That man is not his daddy. But you know what? If Edmund likes it, I hate it. Let's talk about Edmund's real mother, his teacher. So his 5th grade teacher comes and they have a moment. And it is one of the sweetest moments of the episode. She was so sweet, so kind to him. And she was just like, he told her, he said, thank you so much for loving me and caring for me. And she was just like, you were such the wow child. She said, you gave me any teachers that run for our money, but look at you now. Then she was just talking about how proud she is of him, how proud all of his teachers is of him, college educated, and, just doing really, really well in life and really encouraging him. And they had a moment where they cried because she was so proud of him. And he was just so thankful that she saw him, and I think that conversation was really cute, really PC. But I think the conversation that they were having, without going into detail, was really a conversation about overcoming, because she's seen that young man at his worst. She like when he said, when she asked him if he wanted some of her sandwich or whatever that she was eating, I know what that meant. I know there were days he came to school and he didn't have anything to eat. She picked up on it and she fed him. I'm pretty sure she probably bought him clothes and school supplies. A lot of teachers do that because his family and his foster family failed him. So there was such a deeper conversation happening there. And it was just so heart-wrenching. So heart-wrenching. But I'm glad that she showed up for him when his family yet again let him down. And I was watching this moment with him and his teacher, because she also walked him down the aisle. I said, this boy don't have nobody. He don't have in his family. Like, not his dad couldn't walk him down the aisle, because one, is probably not his father, and two, him and his dad are probably not in a good place, or probably mending and repairing a relationship. Just so sad. But I was watching this, right? And I was like, I hope that mother don't say nothing to Edmund about this scene, because no way can that woman get mad at Edmund, because he is having a moment that he should have had with her, with his teacher. I can see her being mad and jealous at that. And it's just like, you didn't show up for him yet again. That seems to be a pattern with you. and another person who the randoms that he has had in his life who have had to step in and parent him when you guys were unfit to, stepped in yet again as his mother. And so I didn't feel any way when she said, well, you can also call me mom too. You can call me mom too if you want to. That's her boy. She practically raised him. So I hope the mom don't try to like guilt trip Edmund or get upset about that. Girl, if you were there, that wouldn't have happened because that teacher had to step in and have the moment with him that you should have had. That moment was for a parent. You abandoned him yet again, and somebody else had to step up. Listen, I'm not babying that guy. I'm not mammying that guy. It's just his situation is extremely sad. It is extremely sad, and what's even sadder is that any woman that he gets with, unless he does the work, is going to. There's so much trauma she is going to have to digest. I hope he gets the work. I hope he does the work that he needs to do, so that not only he could be a better, Edmund, but a better partner. Because everybody deserves love. He deserves that. He really wants that, but unless he does the work, I don't think he's going to have it. I don't think he's going to be able to get it from a healthy individual. So Edmund's vows to Calabria. He's so childlike. He's so, I love you. I'm going to be there with you. I want me my Calabria. Of course, Calabria gave her best Tyler Perry play recital of her vows. And I was just like, Calabria, you knew good and well, girl. You knew good and well you was not going to say yet. Why did you waste this man's time? So the priest, I don't know where they got this priest or preacher from. Craigslist, because I'm just like, why is she she showed up looking like one of the Blues Brothers. The way she was reading, the way she was directing the ceremony, I was just like, where did y'all get her from? Some community theater. Anyway, so she asked Edmund, does he say I do? And Edmund goes, I do. And as soon as he said that, I said, yikes. This is going to be bad. Then the preacher asked Calabria, is she going to marry Edmund? And as soon, because Calabria was looking at Edmund the whole time, because when he was saying his vow, she was just like, yes, baby, I understand you, baby. And I was like, okay, she might gag me. And then when it got to her, she put her head down. She put her head down and her body started shaking and she started crying. And I don't know how Edmund knew that was a no, but baby, the way he reacted, a whole childlike temper tantrum. He went, ah, ah, ah. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, I can't, Edmund, I can't. I'm sorry, Edmund, I can't. And he was just like, man. And just like, oh, it was so sad watching it, but it was also, as an adult watching another adult react this way, I was just like, she made the right choice. I wouldn't want this for any woman. And I'm not saying he's not a good guy and he doesn't deserve love, but that is not somebody that a woman could look to. And a woman needs a protector. A woman needs a man with, a clear head on his shoulders. There's something happening here, and he has to get help. What was very odd is that after Edmund has like this breakdown, him and Calabria they hug each other and they just cry. You can see their body shaking. It was just so upsetting. But like right after that, they started flirting. Literally right after that, they started flirting. He's talking about how she got a bad body. She's beautiful. He's like, you my Calabria. And she was just like, you got the best body I ever seen. And I'm like, what happened? I was so thrown off. I was like, he just had a temper tantrum. You were breaking down. He was breaking down. You embraced each other and started crying. You separated and started lusting after each other. What's going on? I mean, it broke the ice because everybody in the audience started laughing because this whole situation was so awkward. It was so awkward. Then they stopped flirting and they got serious again. And, she was again telling Edmund that she was sorry. He was like, I got to take a walk. So he takes a walk and his mother, that tiny white woman, goes to encourage him. And he is just, he breaking down. She says, it's okay. Because God has a plan, Edmund. Don't worry. God has a plan and he has somebody for you. He has a diamond for you, a white diamond. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil here. The diamond is white. He's looking in the wrong direction. I'm sorry, Edmund. But again, not even for a white diamond. You got to get yourself together. You have got to get yourself together. Both got a lot of work to do, brother. And I felt so bad because he told his mom, he was just like, it's not going to happen for me. He was like, that's why I did it. He was like, this is my last, my last time trying this because I've tried every other way and it did not work. Try again. After you've done some serious work, try it again. There will be somebody there for you. You might meet somebody in the institution. Let me listen. Not everybody in, the mental institution is, cuckoo's nest, right? That was the Jack Nicholson Cuckoo's Nest. Not everybody there is like, has multiple personalities and talking to demons, right? There are some people there who are just overwhelmed with life and are trying to find a way out. You might find somebody there who has experienced the same thing and wants a better life. Maybe they just need some encouragement and a partner to do it with. Try that. You know what I mean? I don't want to call it a mental institution, but it is because there's a stigma on there. But wherever you go to get help, you might bump into your white queen when you're going there to sit down with somebody and figure out how you can heal. Because it's not fair to Calabria to have her do all of that work. She even told her mom, she said it would have been miserable. And she's right. But I felt like at some point she was going to guilt marry him. I think Edmund just started acting up so much and she just got so frustrated that she was just like, I cannot do this. Because I think her family would have stood 10 toes down behind her decision to stay with him because Edmund's a good guy. He's just troubled. He just got a lot going on. And it's unfair. She's presenting herself whole to this relationship. She should have a whole partner. We end with this segment with Edmund crying because he really, really wanted Calabria. And it's unfortunate. They gave us a teaser and it was nothing. So I thank you for showing us Megan Sparkles. We want to see Edmund and Calabria. What's going on with them? I'm very interested to see. And I feel like since they gave us that teaser, I feel like this reunion is going to be crazy town. Because if that's all they gave us, there's about to be some gems dropped during this reunion. And dare I say, it might just be the best episode of the season. There's also a point right after Edmund and Calabria were flirting with each other at the altar, they also started to be like real Joe. And it was just like, yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you, Kay. Yeah, I see you. Here's the thing. I love being Black. The next Black people that go on this disaster show, I need y'all to stop being so Joe at the altar because everybody's going to think that that's how we are. It was giving Clay and AD. Oh, I body T and sacred. We're at the altar. Let's have some decorum. Like, I see you, Kay. I see you, Adnan. Let's have a little decorum at the altar. We can be Joe at the reception, but at the altar, because everybody's going to think that that is how we are at the altar, and absolutely not. Excuse me. That their whole ceremony was so weird. I was so thrown off. I was just like, how was this filmed? Maybe the editing is just choppy, but they went through so many emotions. I was just like, oh yeah, are y'all getting back together? Oh no, they're breaking up. Well, oh no, maybe they might be. I was so thrown off. This reunion, they gotta hurry up. This reunion should have been Friday. Like, come on. Sparkles and Jordan. Yikes. If Edmund and Calabria made you cry, Sparkles and Jordan broke you. I hate I hate when a woman makes me side with a man. I really do, because I'm so girl power. Shout out to the Spice Girls. I don't want to do it. Team Jordan, I'm going to give him his 10s. He told that lady who he was from jump. There was no surprises with him. She still pursued him, still went after him, begged him to see and meet with his son and his baby mama. All 2 days before the wedding, tell him she's not his future. Now, if the tables had been turned, that man would have been ran off the internet. She played in his face. Here's the thing. Jordan excited Megan for the moment, right? A guy like Jordan should have been her eat, pray, love. A fun little fling until she get over her dad. She made this situation permanent for her, right? So once she made this decision that he is her life, she's looking at houses. She wants to meet the son. She wants to buy the kid, everything. What happened was Megan wanted control because she's used to having control in her relationships because of her money. Here is the thing. Jordan let her have control to an extent. She wasn't controlling his life with that kid. Absolutely not. Now, he said, the stuff with me and you want to do that? Sure. I'll be along for the ride. My child comes first. And I knew, we even talked about this. I said, she is not going to be happy with being third. Because Jordan's responsibility is his son. His third responsibility is making sure his son lives a healthy life. So yes, he's going to do everything to look out for his child, but his child also has some health issues. So that becomes another huge responsibility. So everything that he does is not only to care for his son, but to make sure his son makes it another day. So he had a lot on his plate, and she wanted more from him than he could give her. Here's the kicker. He told her that. There were no surprises in this relationship. The problem is she, like many women, thought she could change him, thought she could force his hand, thought that she could be like, oh, okay, well, we'll take Luca and his medication to Italy for a few days. Then we'll hop around and go to Sweden. And Jordan said, no, my son is sick. I'm not uprooting him from anything. That's not happening here. And you know what she said? Okay. You went along with everything. And he was so apprehensive about introducing you to his child. You begged that man. Begged him. And he was protective of him because he did not want his child to get attached to somebody that was not going to be in his life. And as soon as he got comfortable, you jump ship. Girl, you're not right in any of this. You're not right in any of this. And the sad part is you are making these decisions because it was not about Jordan, it was about Luca. And the reason why it was about Luca is because you identified Luca with your father. I hate the fact that she is in mourning and hurting because she lost her father. She is absolutely wrong for manipulating this man and using his son as a way for her to be distracted and heal from the mourning of her father. It is not fair. I'm not saying she did it on purpose, but it happened. We watched it. We watched her force his hand. We watched her gain his trust. And then you played in his face. He was doing his best not to cry, but them tears just kept on coming down. And in his confessional, his eyes were not only bloodshot red, they were puffy. That man was broken. When she told him she was not his fiance, because she kept on saying, I just have, because it seems like she didn't tell him until they sat down. Because she was just like, we're like two ships passing in the wind. And he's like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, we can work it out. And then she's just like, I'm sorry. He's like, sorry for what? And she broke down and said, sorry, I'm not your fiance. The tears that started rolling down his man's face. And then he was like shaking his leg because he was trying to like regulate his emotions. And then he was just like, well, okay, I got to go pick up Luca. And we know what that meant. That man was going to break down in that car, cry all the way there to pick up his son. And when he got to his son's school, wipe those tears and act like everything's okay. Hey, buddy, how you doing? That baby don't know the daddy just had a whole breakdown in traffic on his way to get him. Because not only is his heart broken, he feels like a fool. He feels like a fool because he let his guard down. And he invited this woman into his life because she was so adamant about being in his child's life and being his stepmom to the point where he had to set boundaries for her. All for her to, a few days before the wedding, pull the trigger and say, no, I can't do it. You played in that man's face. And then she said this, and I did feel bad for her, right? Because she said, maybe I'm just not cut out to be a stepmom. And then she took a pause and said, maybe I'm not ready to be a mom at all. Because she thought about everything that she was going to have to give up to be a stepmom. And she said, no, she didn't want to do it. She liked her life. She worked really, really hard for what she had. And she didn't want to switch her life up. I felt bad for her, but I'm glad that she was questioning herself because so many women don't, right? Because women are sold that dream that is what you are supposed to do. But nobody asked women if they want to do it. They just said, this is what you're put here for. Nobody checks in with them and says, do you want to do this? Is this something that you want to do? We're all just like, no, this is what you have to do. So the women who want to do it, who can't do it, they feel ashamed and like they're not fit as a woman. And then the women who are like everybody else who can do it, who are forced to do it. And then they realize when the kid gets here, they made a grave mistake because they never wanted to do it in the first place, because they never were allowed to question if that's what they wanted for their life. Because the minute you question, you are judged. So I'm glad that she had that moment. I'm glad that she said, maybe I'm just not fit to do this at all because I like my life and I don't want to adjust it in any kind of way. What also hurt me about Jordan is he said, if I made a lot of money, I'd be getting married. I'd be getting married to her right now. I just don't make enough for her. Heartbreaking, but very true. She wanted the guy in her tax bracket. Her thing was, I've done it this way. Let me try something new. You lied to yourself this whole time, girl. I knew she wasn't going to do this. And if she did, I knew that they probably wouldn't be together at the reunion. I will say with the teaser, she looked a little thicker. And Vanessa asked her, you said you didn't want to be a mom. And she goes, well, I actually have some news for you guys. And I'm like, you better not be pregnant. You better not be pregnant at that reunion. That is not going to help your image, sis. It will be great for ratings, but it will not help your image. My God, today, this was sad. This was sad. And that is why Love is Blind. It's a wrap. Let's wrap it up. You've come to the end of the road. It's over, baby. No, you have a whole season, no success rate, not one marriage, not even one relationship where people are like, we're going to work it out. Nothing. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. That's all I had to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. We have a super chat from the Nurse and the Beast. What's up? The Nurse and the Beast said, Nikki, they say nurses like thugs. You call. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Them nurses love a roughneck. That's her type. And I will not. Honestly, I felt like her type just by the look would have been Jordan. A thug in the streets, but got a corporate job. You know what I mean? He go to his job every Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, he a menace. That's what she's looking for. That's what Anton was too much of a square for her. Thank you so much, the Nurse and the Beast. Alicia said, meeting Edmund's teacher was the most, it was. Oh, that was so sad. And I'm so glad that she gave him liberty. She said, you can call me mom too. He needs it. Mama Star said, hi, Star family. Mama Star is here for the review. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. Love you all. Love you. Thank you, Mama Star. Denise says she held that man's head and said, hey, are you okay? Looking deeply to his eyes. And I said, girl, Calabria is ready. I'm telling you, we're going to see her on Tubi. We are going to see her on Tubi. Like she gave the performance of her life. He said, KB used the emotional, it's not you, it's me technique. And I was proud. Is it me or did Edmund stop himself from cussing her out? I don't think he was going to cuss her out. I think he stopped himself from falling down on the ground, kicking his feet, screaming, and sucking his thumb. That's what I think happened. Hey, Connie, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Bria said, this finale should have been the email and the word nope as the subject line. A mess. No marriages in the season? That's bad for you guys. No shade. Casting. Not a good look. Janelle said, hey, Star fam. Hey, Nikki. They could have kept the season, especially this episode. Those couples knew once those doors opened, they were not going. Yeah. It was very apparent. It was very obvious. I felt like they signed a 360 deal and they just had to stay with it. But also, speaking of casting again, the casting of Edmund, extremely irresponsible. Extremely irresponsible. I don't believe for 1 second he passed the psych test. I don't believe it. Extremely irresponsible. Denise also said, I think they weren't careful at all about the NDAs this time because not one got married. Makes sense why everyone started doing interviews immediately. When I saw Jordan did an interview, I knew, oh, yep. Please let me know what interviews to look at. I want the tea. Janelle said, all of them fine black men in Florida, where she is originally from, and KB wanted to do Love is Blind, Denver. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Because I was listening to Calabria, and I was just listening to Calabria, listening to Edmund, listening to Jordan. I'm like, what is the Denver accent? Do y'all have one? I haven't heard anything like that would seem regional. Everybody's accent is all over the place, but it's from different places. Does Denver have an accent? Alex said, now people are saying Megan has a hope. Do Jordan got sisters? Ciao. Denise said, when KB started saying Edmund was ignoring her off screen, I was like, Edmund is punishing her. Yeah. But are we shocked? Bria said, do you all think Nick and Vanessa can handle this chaotic cast for the reunion? We will see. Listen, it seems like they put money into it. That reunion set looked real good. Megan said, when KB was talking to Edmund, I was watching a social worker. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And I felt like she would have guilt married him. But she had to be honest with herself, and I'm glad she was. Bria said, Ali gave fake tears to me. She didn't bother to tell Anton bye or anything. Oh, absolutely. Here, guys, Ali, from them, I'm telling you, it was that conversation where they were sitting at their kitchen island, and she asked Anton if he was going to take care of her. Meaning where she was able to, if she still wanted to work, but do her little job and spend her money on her. And Anton was like, what? Girl, you better stay at that job. You know what I mean? So after that, she was just like, oh, absolutely not. Because that's not what she wants. Ali wants to be a trophy wife. She'll keep her job so she can still have her little coins to do what she wants to do. But she'll just pick up hours when she feels like it. She'll just take a little contract job for a couple months and in a location where she wants to vacation. But that's about it. And when she knew that Anton was not willing to give her the life that she wanted, she started looking for stuff. Because the next episode, Anton's a drunk. Since when? Since when? Girl, bye. Bye. His big cousin was ready to fight. Ready to fight. Oh, yeah, Calabria, everything about her is gorgeous. Like her scenes were just, I wished she had a better partner, somebody that fit her, because I would have liked to have seen her have a successful relationship, because she's very well put together. So that's why I was just like, I don't see her being with a guy like Edmund. I don't. For me, honestly, I was just like, if they get married, she's going to cheat. She's going to cheat. Janelle said, did anyone else get emotional? Q Curl Thomas when Edmund's teacher was talking to him. OMG. That's what I was going to say. We all had that teacher that we will never forget. That's so sweet. But where was Edmund's mama? I hope she didn't relapse. But I love that moment with this teacher, because just like you said, we all have that one teacher. I'm thinking about my teacher right now, Miss Metley. I loved her. She always looked out for me, always checked in on my mom to make sure my mom was okay, because she was there around the time when my father, got really badly strung out on drugs. And she clocked into that because my behavior changed immediately. And she was just so great. She protected me. She made sure I didn't get suspended as much as I should have gotten suspended. It was, we all have that one teacher. Shout out to teachers. Y'all don't get paid enough, man. Y'all do not get paid enough. Megan said, I need to know what Ali's relationship is with her sister, Narnia, because that woman was cold as ice to her. She wasn't even around after she turned Anton down. I'm telling you, I think she's in a religious cult. She has the look and the energy. Janelle said, someone said that Megan looked like Michael Jackson, and I haven't recovered since. Oh, Annie, are you okay? Now I can see it. Bria said, Edmund's mom not being there irks me because she keeps failing him. Yep, and it negatively impacts how he moves in this life. Yes, that's why he's constantly searching for a mother. He will always be looking for that because she never shows up for him. Aoife Empathy said that maybe for the best that Edmund's mom wasn't there. Who knows? Oh, yeah. You're right. Denise said Edmund is going to marry a woman that looks just like that teacher. He has to go see someone's couch and get going and get ongoing support. He'll be okay. I agree. He has to get help now. But the thing about it is, I hope people in his life are not babying him, but telling him the truth. Stop making him feel like, oh, it's not your fault. Bad things happen to you, and that's why. No. He's a grown adult. Help him before the streets help him. Bria said, if Edmund truly did the work of healing and therapy to address his childhood mother issues, he would be in a better spot to have a healthy relationship. I agree. But that's the thing. Does he know that? It seems like everybody in his life is so delicate with him because of what happened to him and how he grew up. And I understand that, but they got to be honest with him. Hey, Annette said, I wonder if KB found out Edmund ate okay. He probably told her that and did it in front of her face. That's why she was just like, she don't want to kiss and have sex. Devonta said, did the booger eater get married? I knew people online was going to coddle him and blame KB. No, he didn't. I don't blame her at all. I think she made the right decision. He's not ready to be anybody's husband. Oh, yeah. Denise said, then held him at the altar and said, hey, are you okay? He said, of course I'm not okay. Yeah. She's stunning. Stunning woman. Hey, Devonta, thank you for being here. Devonta said, hey, girl, just stopping by the show. Love to the Star family. And you, for empathy, thank you so much. Megan said, Edmund may have accomplished and overcame a lot, and I'm very happy for him. However, it's evident he's a boy. Yeah. His whole reaction at the altar, no, no. A grown man. Like, especially as a husband, that position is so powerful and so important. You can't play with that. You got to be ready to do that because you're taking on a lot. Calabria knew she would be doing everything because she would have a child. And if she had kids with him, my God, today. May said, I'm new to Love is Blind. Which season do you guys think is the best? I want to watch a good season. 1. That's it. 1. Start there and get off. Get off the ship. Bria said, the only fault I have. Oh, Lauren and Cameron had their baby. That's the successful Love is Blind couple. Bria said, the only fault I have with KB is if she knew she didn't want Edmund but dragged it to the end, but maybe she's got a sweet check out of it. Here's the thing. What I know is they are contractually obligated not to tell anybody their decision. If they do, there is a clause in their contract where they are going to be in huge financial and legal trouble. So these people literally have to lie all the way up until the end, unless you decide to break it off before then, right? So you can't, I think they got like a week out or something like that. I think like a week before. If you don't want to do it, you better do it. The week leading up to the wedding, when they're doing all that filming and all that stuff, you can't backtrack because they have now locked you in for that episode. So before that filming starts for the finale, for the weddings, you need to be like, hold on, I can't do this. And they can't say anything. So I think that's why I said Megan did this day before the wedding, because I know that she at least did it like she did it like probably the last minute before. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, that's what's tacky about it, is because you made this man believe all the way up until it was time to film the wedding. And that's where you're just like, I can't do this. I'm glad that she did that with Jordan at the home, and not at the altar, because the baby would have been there. So I'm also glad that she did that. But waiting to the last minute, child. Now, Nick, I think he got out early because he said, F the clause, I'll pay whatever. I don't want to marry this chick. So if he waited till like right up until filming the wedding, he's the only one who I know will be like, okay, cool, I'll pay it. He doesn't care. But I am aware that they cannot say anything the week of wedding filming, because you did locked into a new episode. So the day of, you can act a fool, but you can't, like, right before and all that stuff, like, the day before, you can't do that. You cannot back out the day before. You got to show up and say it to your partner. So, I'm glad that Megan did that, but I also feel like she could have told him way before, but I understand the contracts. Miranda said Jordan ended up being the best guy on the show, but he and Holder proved my point. on extreme opposite ends of the spectrum that single parents shouldn't do these shows. I agree. Denise said, and good for KB for not catching that body on camera. KB said, I can only do so much. Period. Period. Hannah said, seeing that Megan may have a big. That would be insane. Devonda said, hey, y'all, I wanted y'all to know Alandria did a great interview with Go Off Sis podcast on Spotify. Y'all should give it a listen. I absolutely will. Thank you. May said, I felt so bad for Jordan at the end when he said he regretted introducing Megan to his son. It almost felt like it was just a game for her. I don't think it was a game for her, but I've always said she's not thinking clearly. She is making decisions through pain. She's not thinking clearly. She is not thinking clearly at all. Mama Star said, please, Star family, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to join us. We always have a great time at NikkiStar TV. Thank you, Mama. Ephraim said, hey, Star fam, thank you for supporting Nikki by remembering to smash the like button and sharing the video. If you're new, subscribe. Thank you, Ephraim. Empathy. Megan said, Megan's friend Carrie said what we've been saying. She fell in love with Luca. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Luca was a great distraction because of what, she was mourning her father. Devon said, this season reminded me so much of Love Island season 7 finale. Date with Hoodlum and Chris, and nobody got married. Wow, a lot of unhealthy people in the world need therapy. Listen, a lot of these reality TV shows are having the worst endings. It's so sad. Like all of the reality TV shows are going out sad. Janelle said, when Megan's friend was like, I hope you aren't getting married because you love his son. I said, yikes. But we all know she wasn't marrying that man. Unfortunately, the holistic doc said, I wish Ali and KB told their parents before walking down the aisle they weren't interested. I just don't see the point of dressing up and walking down the aisle if you know you are going to say no. Well, they can't, right? Once they pass a certain threshold in filming, they can't say that they're not going to do it. But we also have to give room for ulterior motives. Like they wanted to get to the end. They wanted to have their scene. They wanted to have their moment. And they got it at the expense of somebody else's feelings. And that's just honest. Shannon said this season could have been an email. Absolutely. There was no love. Nobody got to know each other. And that's why I was saying that Love is Blind. The bubble has burst. The bubble has burst. It's becoming The Bachelor now and The Bachelorette. People are coming on this show for fame. They are not coming on this show for marriage. Shout out to KB and Ali. Lovely women. We know why you came on this show. You're going to get it. We're probably going to see KB, Edmund, and Ali on The Perfect Match. Like they're not done. This is their careers now. Love Like You Are said, hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Also, happy belated birthday, Mama Star. Oh, you see it? Thank you, Mama said, thank you. Bria said, hey Nikki, the skin is skinning. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Devon said, what's the point of what is the point of a reunion for this season? They're all doing interviews, even the ghosted ones. My thing is, I know that the cast has to do press, but I'm just like, y'all should with Love Island, they couldn't say much. They were all saying the same thing. So none of the interviews made any sense because it was just like recycled answers until after the reunion, everybody was talking. But with Love is Blind, I'm like, what is going on over there? Maybe they want people to do all this talking so that people can watch the reunion because the season was a throwaway. I'm not sure. Bria said it was worse than the ending of Love is Blind France. Loveless relationships left and right because these shows, the bubble has burst. People know that these shows can get you instant fame. So people are coming on this show and being very unserious. Denise said they are casting for mess. Jordan said he spoke with Chelsea, so she's still with the show. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Hang it up. Flat screen. Absolutely. Hannah said Ali was looking for excuses for her not marrying him. He didn't have a job that could glorify like being a CEO. Yeah, she's a trophy wife. And she's okay with it. That's what she wants to be. And she would have stayed with him if he did what if she knew that he could do whatever she wanted him to do to take care of her. He said no. Bria said, I think Love is Blind needs a break or a new twist to make it better. I absolutely agree with a new twist. If I were them, I would soften up the clause. And I would be like, you can leave whenever. Like, don't force these people to stay after a certain, like, because here's the thing. That's why you see people break up before they go on the trip or before they move in or before the weddings, right? Because at a certain point, you got to continue out the filming stage contractually. I think they need to ease up on that and just say, hey, if you feel like this isn't for you, exit. Because I think it will be more realistic and it will be more dramatic. Follow the drama after that. Let's follow everybody breaking up and dating each other. Let's follow, everybody breaking up and confronting each other at events. Like, just do that, because forcing these people to stay in relationships they never wanted to be in the first place is not landing. Janelle said, whose idea was it to hire Chelsea for casting, but they couldn't have did it for Lauren and Cameron? Here's the thing. Lauren and Cameron are bigger than the program. Lauren and Cameron should have been hosting Love is Blind. I don't know where the hell they got Nick and Vanessa. Why are they not the host? They're your most successful couple. It's ridiculous. Megan said, unfortunately, Love is Blind is here to stay. We have Boston, Ohio. Oh, yes. And we also have Philly. I'm telling you right now, Philly is going to be a disaster. It's going to be hilarious, though. If they cast real Philadelphians, if they cast transplants, it's going to be dry and boring. Alex said, apparently Anton had another connection that he almost made it to the last few days of the pod with, but we never saw any of that. Oh, that would have been nice. Bria said, him being a truck driver, I was like, Allie girl, that's the thing. Because of how society looks down on working class jobs, not realizing them boys is bringing in money, it's pure ignorance. It's pure ignorance. Hey, CC, thank you for being here. We got a from So Steph. So Steph said, happy birthday, Mama Star. Thank you, So Steph. Siri, I said So Steph, not Siri. Thank you. The nurse in the B said, Nikki, I got that one. Janelle said, if Anton looked like Zayn Malik, she would be, oh yeah. Yeah. Ephraim said, I do not like Ali's friend judging Anton for his job. It just came off as condescending. Well, I like the fact that her friend said it because it proved what I thought the whole time. She wants to be kept. And her friend was just like, he can't keep you with that job. Ignorance, because they're thinking, oh, it's a blue collar job. They don't make any money. Them blue collar boys make bank and they got benefits. You's a fool. And he was starting his own trucking business. Girl, you would have been set. It would not have been, you probably couldn't quit your job within the first few years of the marriage. But when that business started taking off, oh, honey, you would have been set up and you would have had a man that worships you. Foolish. Stop looking. The money cannot be it with these men. Because there has to be something else keeping you there. Money is not enough. Bria said, Ali just wants to be taken care of, which is fine, but girl, walk away. Yep. Miss Gigi88 said he could be a functioning alcoholic, but in the end, she didn't like him anyway. Here's the thing. He absolutely could be. I don't think the show would have not shown that. I don't think the show would have not shown Anton, tipsy, falling out of a chair, drinking countless gold cups of alcohol, having Ali say, can I smell this cup? Anton, you told me you would take it easy. They would not have not shown that. They're not going to protect him. He's a sim for them. They're going to do whatever they can to get people to watch. They did not show Anton doing that because they didn't have the footage. It doesn't exist. I can't wait for him to address that. I cannot wait for him to address that. Never. The entire filming time, we've never seen that guy drunk. We've seen everybody else drunk, but Anton. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? They showed Joe drunk. They showed, what's her name? The MAGA girl, Annie. Every scene lit. And word on the street is her messy boyfriend, and y'all sent it to me, her messy boyfriend is ready to tell her tea. First of all, a grown man saying, oh, I want to tell some tea. Baby, and if your wrist ain't broken, please, what are you doing? We don't want to hear from you. Anyway, he was one of the bloggers you guys sent me. She was talking about how the boyfriend inboxed her and was telling her all of Annie business and about how when he met her, she had an ankle monitor because she had a DUI. Who's shocked? Who's shocked that Annie had a DUI? Like, who is shocked? My God, just a mess. Annette said Anton drank 22 bottles of beers and a bottle of tequila in 1 week. According to Allie, I want him to address it. I want him to address it. Even said Russian grandmoms take vodka shots. It's very common. Vodka means water in Russian, suspiciously close to vodka. That's the thing. I'm just like, that is his culture. Like, there are just some culture. You guys have to understand that. If you're dating a guy with a different culture, there are just some things in his culture that is probably weird to you because that's not your culture. You won't have to eat that if you want to be with him. Like, if you get with a Mexican man, you just gonna have to deal with the fact that your head is getting smashed in your birthday cake. He is moving them candles. He is smashing your face in that birthday cake. You may not like it. That's his culture. So there are some things that you are going to have to accept. If you get with a Black American man, any Black man, this seems to be a diasporal problem. Every family function will never start on time. If you are punctual, do not date a Black person. It's just not going to happen. Oh, Thanksgiving, let's get ready. They said that Thanksgiving starts at 2. They lying. You get there at 2, you're going to be set up crew. You're going to be running errands. You're going to be running to the Dollar Tree to get ice. That is his culture. If you love that dude, you got to accept that. That is something that you have to accept. You get with a white man, you're going to die trying to be thin. The minute you get a fupa, he's cheating. The white boys don't play. One inconvenience, he's out. He is cheating. He'll stay with you because he don't want to pay alimony and child support, but he's cheating. You just have to understand the culture of these men. And it's just like, maybe his drinking is a bit too much for you, but him and his family, that's a Monday. That's a Monday. What are they drinking, right? How are they doing it? Is that how he starts his day? Is he saying, oh, I had a rough day, let me get a drink. Oh, I'm stressed, let me get a drink. Or is he saying, I don't know what they celebrate in Russia? It's called, let's have vodka. Like, is it a celebration thing? Is it like, oh, in Russia, we have vodka with our biscuits every morning. It's the family tradition. Yeah, like, you're trying to make him a drunk. He's just Russian. That's what happens when you date outside of your culture. Stay within your culture then. If you are going to be so snooty about other people's culture, don't date outside. Get yourself a Brazilian man. I'm telling you, guys, she's in a cult. The sister is in a cult. She is in a cult. Hannah said, Allie's sister or mama, who she really is. Her friends are who she wants to be, child. And I can't believe she acted like Anton is drunk. She got that Russian roommate. That Russian roommate would have told you he was a drunk. She would have been like, oh, we don't drink that much in my culture. She didn't say that. Allie wanted to out, y'all. Kirsten said her sister was creepy. She didn't hug her right away. I didn't think she was family first. I knew I knew she was her sister, and I knew her sister was in a religious cult when the minute I saw them kitten heels. I said, those kitten heels have spiritual psychosis written all over them. Cece said, who even asked the sister if she approved? Like, girl, bye. She could have just hugged her and said, I love you. That's it. You had to let her know you don't approve. Ali said, yes, I was thinking the same thing about Ali's sister. Definitely, yeah. She absolutely is. Absolutely is. Or Mormon. It's something strict. It's something strict. Absolutely. And that's why the sister is mad. The sister probably mad that she's having premarital sex. That's why she's mad. Yeah, but I think she was trying to let Anton know what she wanted so that he could adjust himself. When he didn't adjust, she said, let me get out of here. Janelle said, did anyone catch that one part when Ali's mom said she met her husband online? I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, Mel or the bride, child. I said, and how old were you? What's the age gap between you and Ali's daddy? See, child. Now, if Anton was rich, if Anton had Nick's money, he would have been her type. She would have been. He absolutely would have been her type. You know what? That's a good question. I'm just like, ain't no man with money, unless he's, Nick. Gonna go on Love Is Blind. My friend Miata. I would not tell you what we talked about in that group chat, but everything that I seen with these characters, she saw it immediately. I said, oh, baby, the closet is glass, baby. Cece said, when she said that, I was confused because he was the same person in the pods and the real guy. She was looking for an excuse. It would have been anything. It would have been, your truck is filthy. And I knew that if your truck was going to be, if you liked your truck filthy, our lives would be filthy as well. So I can't do it. She was looking for anything. One bad Brown said Anton kept talking about her cooking and cleaning. They were both toxic, had nothing in common other than their upholding convo about gender roles. Absolutely. But I also feel like both of their immigrant backgrounds was fighting. Their immigrant backgrounds was fighting for dominance, and baby, at the end, it was a draw. It was a draw. NC said Ali and Anton literally got married 15 minutes into the episode one. I remember watching it thinking I had accidentally. Me too. I said, are they engaged? What? Out of all the couples, I knew that one wasn't going to work. No way. They did not know each other. You really don't know each other in Love Is Blind, but they had no time. No time. So I was like, oh, y'all are there for the show. Y'all are just there. He absolutely wanted to say it. Ah! You're in your 30s. To be honest with you, if the woman for him ain't a white woman, it has to be an older woman who did not have children, who feel like she missed out on that and wants something young to blow her back out. That's like the only one fitting for him. If she ain't white, she got to be postmenopausal. Like, you know what I mean? Like a boomer that still goes to the gym, but the sex drive is crazy. It didn't have children, just like, oh, I always wanted the son. Weird. I know. Real Oedipus. But there are some relationships like that. He needs a woman that wants to mother a man. That might be the fit. His mom showing up was sad, but who was shocked? She hasn't showed up for him his entire life. And that's another thing. Why he probably can't get a woman. He loves their mother. He will make excuses for their mother. You know how angry a woman would be. You with this man, you love him, you see how many issues he has, and you see he's like that because of that woman, and you are loving him, healing him, getting him to health. And here she come in, messing up your work, taking him back. And then he'll never stand up to her because he desperately wants her in his life as a mother figure. So you got this broken man that you're nursing back to health, and you got his broken mother who constantly keeps him sick. Ain't no woman gonna want to do all of that. He got to get well. I hate the fact that we all clocked that she was cosplaying being African. Because I was like, what are you doing? The motherland trips? Girl, just a mess. Just a mess. Sarah said KB is the one person that should have broken up weeks before the altar. Edmund can't handle that. But this is the thing. She attracted Edmund because she told him she would mother him. Remember, her intro was, I take care of my man, all of his needs, whatever he wants. We can go 50-50. Whatever he needs, I will be there for him. I will help him. I will heal him. I will hold him. I will mold him. You entered into the relationship saying, I will be your mammy, whatever it is you like. So he decided, dropped everybody else and started focusing on you because you was talking that nonsense. Then you realize you get with him, and then you realize that's not what you want to do. Stop telling them men stuff to attract them and keep them. And then when they fall for you, all of a sudden, oh, I ain't really mean that. I was just playing. Not every man was raised right. And these men are red pilled. Count your days playing that game with them. That was not his dad. That I was just like, they kept on showing him, and I said, no way. That ain't him. Cab Calloway with 3C curls is Edmund's father. Who the hell? Where'd he get the melanin from? Like, come on. That's not his dad. Kimberly said KB looks just like her mom, and her mom was absolutely softened in the blood. Oh, yeah, she was. The way she hugged him and pulled him into her bosom, I said, ooh, she's saying no. She's saying no. Macchiato said KB was wrong for taking Edmund to the altar. For her to make me feel bad for him is nasty work. Could you imagine if she broke up with him just like Megan Sparkles? We would have only had one wedding, and they said no at the altar. They probably paid Calabria an incentive. They probably gave her more money to make it to the altar. Nobody. Only 2 people made it to the altar, and they both said no. 2 couples. Leah said, something tells me Edmund's mom would have acted 2 fools when she told him no one, especially after he let out that yelp. I couldn't help but laugh. But listen, she would have acted up. She would have tried to fight Calabria, and she would have tried to fight his teacher. Thank God she wasn't there. And then she would have probably tried to fight the dad. And the dad probably would have started screaming and been like, that's not my son. It would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. Brown Girl 44 said, what pisses me off is that the most was Edmund's mama not coming. Had that white lady up there taking her place. But you know what? I don't think she's the only one. I think there have been a community of women that have stepped up and been a mother to Edmund through seasons of his life, because his mother sure didn't. Janelle said, if that was really his dad, he would have went to console him. Cece said, I bust out laughing when she said no. Like, girl, you play all season. Miss Gigi88 said the fifth grade teacher was the star of this episode. I'm so happy he had someone there for him throughout his life. Me too. Me too. I will say, my mom was like, I don't like her gripping on him like that. Come on. Come on. Ice Macchiato said, yeah, I'm glad Edmund had a teacher who cared. People like that are so important. Absolutely. Kirsten said, in the end, I felt bad for Ed. I hope he finds someone, but it'll be hard because he's so childish. KB probably should have broken up with him before the wedding, but she made the right call. Absolutely. She did it at the worst time, but she made the right decision. Cece said, when he said nothing works out and this is his last chance, I was like, maybe it's you. He doesn't know that. And I think he doesn't know that because everybody in his life babies him because of what he has endured. And I'm not saying I'm not saying they have to tough love him, but I think they gotta be honest and be like, Edmund, let's get some help. You want to be a husband, you want to be a father, this is what you have to do to get there. Bria said that moment within his teacher was such an I'm glad that somebody's in his corner. Me too. Cece said, but this show failed him. He should have never been. Yep. This is on casting and production because they approved the cast. Kimberly said that teacher spoke life into Edmund both then and now. As a teacher, I loved it. Amen. Marie said that conversation with Ed and his teacher was heartbreaking. No child should go home. Yep. Who he is definitely influenced by his trauma. So for that part, I'm empathetic for him as a human. Absolutely. Yasmin said, I'm glad KB said no. Edmund needs therapy for how his mama treats him. Absolutely. And here's the thing, Evan is a nice guy. He is extremely traumatized by that mother to the point where if he doesn't get help, because he holds everything in, if he doesn't get help, the wrong woman will feel his rage and betrayal. It could get real it could get real scary if he doesn't do the work. Because those little outbursts, imagine him having that outburst and him and Calabria are arguing and she not letting up. Because I want to know more about who Edmund was when the cameras weren't down, when the cameras were down. Calabria tried to talk about it a bit. We didn't get much of it, but I want to know what she saw. Brown 44 said, I don't care if it's a stupid TV show. Everyone's parents should be there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, he probably, if his mom is an addict, he probably has siblings who have different parents, who have different fathers. Probably some of them fathers were good dudes and kept the kids, and they didn't really have they didn't really have a relationship. And he's in and out of foster care. People like Edmund be having like 15 siblings all across the globe, and some of them know each other, some of them don't. They never grow up on the same house because rarely are kids from the same family fostered together. They're probably spread out, and now they're all adults. They're probably trying to forge relationship now as adults, but it's hard. It's very, very hard. That mother screwed them kids up. Crack, Kimberly. It was probably crack. It was probably crack. Crack, or she didn't want to see the dad. Alleged father. Well, he's very remedial. Yeah, boy. Denise said, NikkiStar, does KB have a career in acting? What say you? I think at first it will be a lot of faith-based Black TV shows and films that she will do. I think if she really wants to do it, she would have to take some classes. She would have to really start training for it. But if she just wants to be on TV, There's a lot of faith-based Black films that, that she could do. So, yeah, she already has a name from this show, so she'll probably we'll do some work. um, he really did. He really did, because of how he acted. Remember, he said, "I'm too nice," and probably if he acted good, he got rewarded. So now he's this adult guy, and he's just like, "I did everything she told me to do. She didn't like this, I fixed it. So I should be rewarded with her body and this marriage." And then he didn't get it. So what happens if he constantly doesn't get what he wants? When he acts good, when he's a good boy and he doesn't get what he wants, what will happen then? Gotta get some help. Marie said, "I wish didn't take him all the way. Others were breaking up for less. He invited everyone." Yeah, he did. I just feel like with his trauma and clear emotional issues, we should have stopped sooner. He shouldn't have been cast, y'all. He should have been cast. Yeah, she did too. And that's why she said no. Ciao. Kimberly said, "Someone must have told the officiant how to pronounce Cabry's name correctly halfway through." OMG. Child, that Blues brother didn't know what was going on. Bria said, "This was a scene I didn't want to see because I knew his reaction would be hard to watch." Yeah. And he kept on breaking down. I can. Fame is a hell of a drug. Brown Girl 44 said, "KB needs to stop with all those damn babies. I think she let him on too long. Also, I think KB's mom made it worse. He was excited." Ooh. If she did, I'm going to give her grace, because I think she was just, helping the letdown. That's what I'm saying. People have to stop babying him and tell him this is not right. You gotta do the right thing. Like, you gotta get help. I was so confused. Yeah, you got the best body I ever seen. Huh? What happened? I think if anybody, it was Calabria. I think Calabria wanted to exit several times. Yeah. I believe that. I believe Clay. I believe Clay that they paid him more to make it to the altar. When he said, "Hey y'all, late to the live, but glad I made it. Get KB to listen." Guys, it's going to happen. We're going to see her on Sisters. Marie said, "With the random flirting, I started to think maybe KB stayed so long because she ain't all the way there either." Child. Oh, yeah, she would. And unfortunately, they are raised to care for their men in that way, where it's just like they're raised to treat them like toddlers. A lot, especially the religious psychosis ones. That's probably what he need, y'all. If he don't get help. If he don't get help. Yes, but he has to. If he no, I don't want him with the quirky Black girl unless he goes to therapy. She got enough on her plate. Absolutely not. She's fighting off them weirdo anime men that she dates. She don't need to be fighting off a weirdo that got mommy issues. Absolutely not. Rachel, what's up? Said yes. When his groomsmen came in, I said, "What in the multiverse is going on here?" Edmund and different colors in Vaughn's child. Oh yeah, but they're probably all foster kids as well. And they're all a hodgepodge. Their community is very mixed. Janelle said, "Edmund said he has tried everything. That's because he needs intensive therapy." Yeah, I hope he tries therapy next. That's just what you need. Hannah said, "Edmund isn't a nice guy. That crash out is because he didn't have access to the coochie." So that's that. I think he is a nice guy, but I think he learned at a very young age to be manipulative and act like, even if his intentions aren't right, act like they are. Act like you're the good person so you can get something. The problem is he wasn't taught that you don't do things to get something back. You just do that out of the kindness of your heart. You just do that because that's who you are or the right thing. If you're doing things, you're being nice to a woman because you want to have sex with her, and then you don't have sex with her and you react a certain way, it's a problem there. But I think his upbringing made him believe that that is how he has to do stuff to get what he wants. The problem is nobody told him that he can't, like, to not be manipulative, because now he doesn't know that if he doesn't get rewarded with what he wanted, that that's not okay, because he'll crash out. And that's why he'll crash out, because he was told to do it. If I did it this way, I will get this. That's not how life works. But he wasn't taught that. And that's why I'm just like, it's very concerning, because if he wasn't taught that and he doesn't know that, how is he going to react if this continues to happen? Because Calabria immediately went in and babied him and calmed him down. That it could get weird. It could get weird. E for Empathy said most inpatient or even outpatient programs want to avoid even being friends with other patients. LOL. He really does need help, though. Oh, really? They can't intermingle? They have so much they would have so much in common. Body tea. Excuse me? Please don't play at that altar. Brittany said, I feel like this was a good season of reality TV, but a horrible season of Love is Blind. I would agree. Ice Macchiato said, all the reunion tea has pretty much been spilled too. They need to drop the reunion now. What's the reunion tea, Ice Macchiato? I don't know anything. NC said, Edmund at that Afro comb child, that's his personality. I guess it's a part of his style, but he could have given it up at least for wedding day. I would have said no based on that alone. Here's the thing. I would have accepted it, right? If he got like a fresh lineup, you know what I mean? Washed his hair and got a bedazzled pick, a ceremonial pick. Man, have we ever seen anybody jump the broom? We only had one successful Black couple, and that's Brett and Tiffany. Did they jump the broom? Kirsten said, see, Ed makes me mad at his parents. I hate the judge, but it's unfair to raise a child. Yeah. Which is why I love the fact that Megan Sparkles was questioning if she wants to be a mom. Question, please. Question before you procreate. I hated it. What are we doing? Okay, body. Yeah, you got that. What are we doing? And neither one of y'all talk like that in real life. It was weird. I felt like I was watching like two Black people perform blackness. It was weird. Yes, because of how he spazzes out. And that would have been her life. Listen, she did the right thing. Wrong time, but it was the right decision. Janelle said when her and Clay was dead. Oh, guys, please. I'm going to vomit. We cannot bring up those moments. Yes. Nicole said, bring back couples like Tiffany and Brett. We truly need to have some decorum at the altar. I'll never forget when that man told her, this apartment ain't big. We can get a bigger one. Whatever you want. Adios, meals. Woo, girl. Kimberly said the mental and emotional load that KB had to shoulder was always going to be their downfall. Absolutely. Plus, a lot of people meet their partners at AA, NA, and support groups. You have a point, Nikki. See? Be somebody there that's getting help. Somebody that can hold you accountable and you can hold them accountable. I hate when women do that. Why you do that to me? Ugh. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, Christina. Christina said, gonna have to do a replay crew because I fell asleep on the couch and then I woke up to your lovely voice. This finale, though, oh Lord, absolutely. It was a mess. It was a mess, but thank you for being here, sis. Christina also gave me another super chat. Thank you. Christina said the reunion tea is that. No, she didn't. Now, if Jordan didn't get his cousins to jump her, you know what? I want to know the timeline. If she really had a baby, I want to know the timeline because that's crazy. That is crazy. Kirsten said Megan is way too out of touch with that working class in 2025. With what? Yeah, she really, really is. Ice Macchiato said Jordan was definitely honest with Megan. She made an immature decision. Oh, absolutely. The Whitney Edda said the way that Megan is a raggedy witch for that stunt, messy. A child was involved. You lost all the women with that one. Cece said Jordan was a normal man and then begged to meet that boy and the mom just to play. Yep. How long ago? That face was full in that teaser. Oh, Megan, you played. You played. Oh, you played. NC said, I want to be optimistic about the reunion, but don't forget, Nick and Vanessa can't host their way out of a paper bag. They never ask the right questions or do the proper probing. Cyber Diva said, I love your interprets. Thank you so much. They're so fun. A for Empathy said, for real, Nikki, I hate having to defend a man. Jordan was genuinely the best man we've seen on this show in a while. It broke me when he said and then he said, if I had a lot of money, we would be getting married this week. Oh, that sucks. Ice Macchiato said, however, something about the last combo was giving me gold digger vibes on his part. And Jordan is low-key. Oh, how so? Gold digger? I don't feel like he's asked her for anything. Megan was the one who said, listen, you can have this. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't do it. Jordan let her know from jump, Luca is my first priority. And having a sick kid in America is expensive. And having a kid, period, is expensive. Then the kid is also sick. Oh, he has to work forever to pay them hospital bills, the medical bills. He told her that. And she still pursued. Well, who's shocked there? Who's shocked there? Cece said when she said she thought being a stepmom would be fun, I was like, oh, she is in a different reality. Oh, absolutely. She shouldn't. She shouldn't. And he was so protective of Luca. And she wore him down. Wavy said, I like that Jordan didn't beg or say anything during that breakup scene. Me too. The Whitney Edit said the fact that she wanted to integrate herself deeply into his life, cosplay as a stepmom, mean his child, and then bow out all of a sudden because she knew she could not control the situation. I feel like with Megan, she is used to her money being able to buy her favor. But her money couldn't buy her favor with Jordan. I think he just really liked her. But she's used to people fawning over her because of her money and what she can do financially, because she always talks about with like their whole thing. He didn't really know if he liked her because the way she was talking about her car and all that stuff, it's just like she was very materialistic. And in the conversations they would have, when she would have apprehension, it would be about something extravagant. Like, oh, I want to go to Italy this week. I want to be able to do that. Girl, what? Y'all could go to Palm Springs and still have a good time. America is huge. There's so many places in America you could go. There's so many places in Denver you can go that's fun and affordable. You just wanted to flex. And he said, you can flex all you want to, but I can't do that with my son. Cece said it wasn't fun as a stepmom because he wouldn't let her do the most with the kid. He was like, don't buy that child nothing. Yeah. He wouldn't let her control with the money. He said, if that's what you want to do, you could do those things. But as for me and my house, we're working class. Kimberly said Megan didn't want to play second fiddle to him and Luca's mom having more control. Oh, yeah. She's used to having control. She is used to controlling people with her money. She could not control Jordan. Annette said Megan was used to control. She dated rich men who had no time for her before. Yep. Brown Girl 44 said she spent one night with his son and questioned if she even wants kids at all. Crazy work. The Whitney Edda said also Megan is more like Mike than she would ever admit. She tried to seem like she's a good person, but Mike is exactly the shallow person she needs to be with and will probably end up with. Yeah, he never switched up ever. She switched up on him. We got another super chat. Thank you. It's a wrap. Said, I saw you on Nobody Wants This yesterday. I was absolutely gagged. I literally screamed. That is the NikkiStar work, honey. Thank you so much. You know what? Hold on. Let me check my residuals. Lord knows. Lord knows. People so what? Nah. Every time people tell me they see me on something or they're watching something that I was in, I'm like, please keep watching. Christmas is coming. Oh, thank you for watching. I got something coming. Okay, keep watching, y'all. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Okay, thank you for watching. Keep watching. Run it up. Bria said Megan seemed like she was more in love with Luca than Jordan. Yikes. I think it was just she was obsessing over him because he had similarities to her father. And that's why I said you cannot date one morning. You got to give yourself time to heal. Pick up a hobby. Knit a sweater. Don't date. Kirsten said she could fix him with money unless she retired him. Yes, she couldn't fix him with money unless she retired him. Being working class means you have less time and energy. Yep. Hannah says she always wanted a wealthy man, regardless of how much she denies it. Absolutely. I feel like she's a rich kid. Megan gives me rich kid. I don't feel like she works that hard. You know what I mean? I don't feel like she's a scientist or something, or she runs a tech company. She gives me rich kid. And rich kids do that often. They play with working class people because playing broke or working class is fun for them until it's not. BB Girl said all Megan said was sparkle, Luca, and diabetes. That's it. Kimberly said Jordan was honest and upfront from the start. Jordan wanted to throw something across the room when he said, that man's eyes, he was travailing. You could tell his eyes were so puffy and red. She broke him. That's what them rich kids do. DGF said, did Sparkles ever assure Jordan that they'd have no financial worries? Ollie would have jumped. Absolutely. No, I didn't, Kimberly, but I was sent it. I am absolutely going to check. She is a... How long ago was this show? Because if she was a mom, there was somebody else. There was somebody else. Nicole said Sparkles was playing dress up and then she got snapped. Yeah. She realized I don't want to live a working class life. She had fun, played with the pores, and then she was just like, yeah, I'm out. They do it all the time, y'all. They do it all the time. They have their slumming phase, and then they go right back to reality. Wavy said, I just know Jordan's DMs are overflowing right now. He and Luca will be he'll be fine. Zora said, I think Megan will be a better mom because she actually had a period where she questioned. Yeah, I agree. Bria said, now, was Megan a mother or did she find another baby daddy? The child? That would be worse. That would be worse. Oh, I'm telling you, I think they're all rich kids. That's how they are. That's how they are. NC said the irony that Megan announces her pregnancy child at the reunion, that's life. So much changes in just a year. There's no way. If that girl is either pregnant or had a baby at the reunion, she would no. As soon as she got out the pods, she was seeing that guy. There's no way. The overlap is crazy. The overlap is crazy. There was somebody else. Ain't no way, Megan. Ain't no way. 9 months is a damn year. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And it's probably somebody she was messing with before she got in the pods. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. He's probably not only in her tax bracket, she probably was messing with him before the show. I gotta take it off the motion sensor. Wow. Wow. Oh, please send me everything y'all got. Oh, we're gonna get into it at this reunion. Wow. Annette said Jordan is too broke for Ali. LOL. Also, a kid would be too much of a responsibility for a woman who doesn't like to cook and clean. She had a big girl. Zora said too many people become step parents without the thought and terrorize their stepkids. I'm happy she didn't go down that path knowing her heart wasn't into it. She wasted his time. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, I feel like that's the best thing she could have done. The best thing she could have done. It was terrible, but it's the best thing she could have done. NC said, I wonder what excuse and nonsense Nick and Vanessa are going to use at the reunion to explain the no marriages with their fake behinds. Who knows? Something the producers wrote for them. Miss Gigi88 said, KB said, child, these student loans are not going to pay for themselves. Social workers don't make any money. Listen, get the check. Get the check. Huh? Eva Empathy said, congrats, Nikki, on your 10-year. Super. Huh? What happened? 10 what? Ice Macchiato, thumbs up the video. Ice Macchiato said, circling back KB when she told Edmund, I'll never forget you. Guys, this is her resume. This is her acting resume. Let KB do what she need to do. Hey, TK Kennedy Reeds, thank you for being here. It had to be something, child. It had to be something. Tiffany said, Cassie needs to find people that actually want to get married. Here's the thing. Are they going to be hot? There are people who want to get married, but they're probably plus size. They're probably bald. And they want a specific look. And that's the problem. That's why I will forever go up for British films and TV, because they allow real people to be stars. Out here in this industry, you have to have a certain kind of look, and that isn't fair. Zora said, too many people became step parents. Oh, I got that. E Firmpathy said, hey, Star fam, thanks for remembering to hit the like button and sharing the video. If you're new, subscribe. Enjoy Nikki and the Star fam. Please do. Zora said, Ali wasted everyone's time. Her acting was horrible. No tears falling from her eyes. GGF said, Alicia wanted to be seen as a beautiful bride to increase her odds for being away. Guys, it may just work. It may just work. If that Mexican biker don't sweep her up, some retired footballer will. The backstory is, the sister is in a religious cult, and she thinks that Ali is a hoe and demonic. Cece said Ali is passive aggressive because when she was like, that trash stinks, girl, just ask him to take it out. That was her trying to get control over him. And it didn't work. Brittany said, the crazy thing is, Anton said yes to her not working. He was thrown off by the non-cleaning and Botox. That's the thing. She wanted to be kept. She wanted to not work, but also hire a maid. He was going to be broke as a joke, playing around with her. Cece said, at least Nick didn't let Annie try on wedding dresses. He said, before we get to doing all of this, let's wrap it up. Zora said, I knew KB was saying no when I saw her doing her own. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. If I was Jordan, I would flip them reunion chairs. What you mean there's a baby? Because you got to do the time. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. OMG. Megan said the Bachelorette won't be much better with Taylor. She's already being messy on social media. Well, here's the thing. Taylor is their last ditch effort. The ratings for anything Bachelor at this point, garbage. ABC, I don't think they're going to put any more money into that franchise. This may be the last year for anything under any Bachelor Nation stuff. It may be a wrap. It may be a wrap. And if it leaves ABC and goes to like another streaming service, it will not be the same show. Yeah, people are coming on the show because they want to make a career as a reality star. That's all it is. I'm telling you, Ali, KB, and Edmund, we will see them again on another Netflix show, and I think it will be the perfect match. That's what I'm saying. Do Philly, please, and then let it go. Do Philly, please, and then let it go. Hey, Busala. Busala said, I wonder if Megan had gotten with the Blake guy, would she have gotten married? I think he was her first choice. I think if the guy had money, she would have stayed. I think Megan is a rich kid, and I think she values money over everything else. Jordan was a good guy. He wasn't rich. And that was the thing that made her say, yeah, I can't do it. That's it. Denise said, no one can be expected to kiss as an adult that eats bookies. Edna needs anything but reality TV. Oh, Netflix is going to keep him on the payroll. NC said, what a train wreck of a season. I was equally as disgusted as I was entertained. Same. Miss Gigi88 said, a lot of the men have been saying that they told producers during interviews that they don't want to get married, and they recruited them anyway, and they're reaching out. Oh, yes. I remember when that article came out, and they were saying how hard it is to find men who want to get married on TV or want to get married in general. So Steph said, no, they need to actually use the men that applied for the show instead of looking for men on dating apps and Instagram that told them they don't want to be married, i.e. Clay. Yeah, I agree. Yes. Happy birthday, Mama Sar. Joy said, I heard New Orleans is next. Oh, New Orleans is going to be good. Listen, they got some, I don't know if it's going to be good, but I feel like that would be a good place to cast people. The problem also with Love is Blind is that they rarely cast locals. Y'all need to cast locals. That's where the comedy is. That's what the story is at. I actually love the Bostonian accent, but I'm from Philly. Brittany said they should make them do a group counseling session before the weddings. I also think they all need to allow them to be together more. I feel like the best scenes we had this season was when everybody got together. We need more group scenes. Denise said, I think Nick and Vanessa created the idea for Love is Blind and Ultimatum. That's what, oh, really? I've never seen them in any executive. Are they executive producers? I haven't seen their names. I would be shocked if that's true. What I feel like Vanessa will let us know. That's the thing. She's a fool. Because right now, oh baby, he's more than an essential worker. Anton is about to make money. At all. I'm telling you, the elitists love to make fun of them blue collar jobs. They the only ones who have a consistent check. Them white collar jobs will lay you off with no warning. Them blue collar people, because they get jobs where they are a necessity. They are always needed. Y'all laugh at them trash guys. Oh my God, he picking up trash. He making money. He's always going to have a job. He's always going to have a job. I remember when Ebony K. Williams said she wouldn't date a bus driver. Listen, I feel like she got unnecessarily dragged. But I also was just like, I get that you think that you and a bus driver are not in the same tax bracket. You have no idea. You have no idea. idea. Them people make money and they will always have a check and good benefits. City workers. They are essential. Like I listen, as a woman, you need to be looking for a man that has an essential job. He will always be employed. It's the ones that do the jobs that make a lot of money, but they're considered luxuries. Stay woke. Stay woke. They showed us Annie drunk every episode. They would have showed us Anton twisted. May said, I think Ali also didn't like how Anton would talk back to her, had a bit of a backbone. She thought that she was a lot better than him, so she wanted blind obedience. I absolutely agree. Oh, thank you so much, Hill with Nona Black TV. Hill with Nona Black TV said, hi, Nikki, sent the cash app to you for Mama Star's birthday. Listen. And she gonna make sure she get that too. Let me like it. Thank you so much. That's so sweet, Nona. I'm gonna give you your cash app, Mama. Thank you, Nona. So Steph said they said that Annie had on an ankle monitor for DUI and was stressed about what pants to wear to work. Annie, your coworkers knew. They all knew you're drunk at work. They knew. NC said, speaking of Chelsea, did y'all see the video where Kwame made trying to absolve his wife from casting? Ridiculous. First of all, he lied. Second of all, she probably held the gun to his head and made him. The fact that they're still together gags me. Miss GG88 said, everyone doesn't process alcohol the same, so not everyone will be falling down drunk. But isn't drunk a suppress? Isn't like alcohol a suppressant? Don't you got wind down? I'm not saying you're going to be falling down, but wouldn't Anton be sleeping a lot? At least a bit of a slurred speech if he's drinking the way that Ali is saying that he's drinking? Even if his Russian genes are strong, we would see something. The show would have showed us something. They would have showed him peeing on himself, blurred out the piss. She is lying. Especially if he's entertaining. He's entertaining grown men. They drink, they put it away. That's why they all be so bloated after 30. Thank you, CC. So Steph said, and Andy saw that man's ID and went down to Verizon and tried to get his phone records because she thought he would. If her and Nick got married, that would have been great TV. Bria said, I heard about that. No wonder she looks a mess with that heavy burst. Yeah. She twisted 24/7. 24/7. Then you don't want a Mexican husband. May said, yeah, honestly, the older I get, the more I realize how important culture is. Absolutely. Even between cities in the same state sometimes. It's crazy. Listen, I remember the last Caucasian I dated, it was before my brain was fully developed. We were talking about like just Christmas traditions because I'm a Christmas hoe. I'm a bird months hoe. September through December is when I come alive, right? So we were talking about it, and he mentioned his mother's green bean casserole. And he saw my face when he said, he's like, oh no, it's really, really good. You have to try. You got to try it this year. And I was like, oh, okay. But in my mind, I was like, I can't do this. I can't. I don't want to make space in my life where I ever have to try a green bean casserole. It's not for me. You got to be honest with yourself. You absolutely have to. I tried. Bebe said in Russia, lots of times they drink vodka for war. Yeah. Like that's the culture, Ali. I don't like that. Yeah, it's too much. Your life is going to have to be split between you and that person's culture. Like, you got to think about that. You be so in love. He treat me good. He fine and everything. Okay, he got a different culture. Are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to be okay with that? What if you marry into a family and what they do after they eat their Thanksgiving dinner, they run a marathon? Oh, absolutely not. In my culture, we all get on the couch and fall asleep as a family. Marathon who? You have to think about those things. Denise said, Ali never planned to marry unless she met someone with Nick or Megan's money. Otherwise, she was advertising. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to see her on the sidelines. Cece said they gave us that engagement so fast because they were, I'm telling you, we talked about it. I said, if they got engaged this fast, the season is booty. There's no way. They didn't give us anything building up to that. They threw this season at us because they knew it was a mess. They knew it was a mess. N said, when are you covering the first 4 episodes of Meredith? Did it come out? It didn't come out yet. I'll try to have them watched by the time you review them. The first 4 episodes. Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. Tomorrow is Thursday. How many? It's 4 episodes? Oh, child, I gotta watch that immediately. Thursday is jam-packed. Let's do Friday. And talk about it. I hope it's good. Married at First Sight has not been good. If the first 4 episodes are not good, I'm just going to do a reality TV chat and talk about a bunch of shows. But if the first 4 episodes give something, it'll be a live on its own. Because every time she come around, she undoes the work that they have done on those damaged men. Oof. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how much of a perfect match we are. If the mother is garbage, the devil is a liar. I won't be in it. We'll long distance date for the rest of our lives. I will never share space with that woman. Oh, she would have acted up. She would have cut up. Tamara said, a boomer for Edmund, Nikki. My parents are boomers. They're in their 70s. Boomers are in their 70s? A baby boomer. Maybe like a baby boomer, like as somebody who wanted to mother but didn't. You know, she's a spinster. And then she's just like, oh, life is getting behind me. I have more years in front of me than I do left on this earth. I always wanted to be a mother, but I love the streets. What am I to do? Bam. And Edmund. She gets a child. He gets a mother. She's past breeding age, so no children will be left in the wake. It's a perfect situation. May said, do you think Edmund's mom didn't show up on purpose? She showed her face for a way less important meeting with KB. See, that's the thing. I'm hoping it's not crack. I'm real serious. Listen, them addict parents, they will relapse at the most oddest times. They just disappear. You just got to get used to it. And you make excuses for them because you're embarrassed. And that's what that scene looked like. I hope she didn't relapse, because at some point you got to stop relapsing when you get to a certain age. That crack will fight back. Anna said, yes, she would think his dad would. Somebody, one of the parents. If neither one of the parents are dark, then the grandparents got to be dark. Like somebody in that lineage, in that immediate lineage needs to be dark, because then we just question. Black DNA is amazing. It can do great things. You never know what culture you're going to get when two blacks come. When 2 black people come together. You never know. But that dad is Dominican. And I'm talking about this more Spaniard than African or indigenous. So I'm just like, what? Is this the African grandmother? Is this the Ghanaian DNA? was messing with in Ghana. Child, girl. Because Edmund, no shade, he don't get Black American. Now the mom is Black American. Edmund, I was like, oh my God, okay. Intercultural love. And then I saw his mom and I was like, oh, he's one of us. He's one of us. Oh, such a distinctive looking Black American. That baby daddy is in Ghana. That's why she going there. Now it makes sense. Because I'm just like, you're doing a Mecca to Ghana. Why would you pick Ghana of all places? Just picked it out. Yeah, I'm going back to Ghana. You going back to see that baby daddy. He still got you sprung 30-something years later. My God, today. They told us about the African ding-a-ling. My God, today. Stay safe out there, sisters. Cece said the producers told KB, yeah, you're going to have to go through with it. They said you should have packed your bags before wedding week. Now you're still here. We'll see you at the altar or we'll see you in court. The Windiana said, very, very, very true. That's why I was hoping to see his father. Me too. But when I saw that man, I was just like, oh, okay. So he's just going along with the lie. Jay said, Nikki, I missed you. My kiddos were passing fever. Oh, kiss the babies for me. Tell them Nikki love them. I'm glad they're okay. This is the season, though. Them burn months, they're so fun and festive, but my God, today, it's the sick months. Cece said the mom would have made it about her. Oh, absolutely. Oh, she would have made a whole scene. Come here, Edmund, mommy got you. I hate that she wasn't there for him, but I'm glad that she wasn't there for him. Karma said, what changed in the time it took her to get dressed and walk down the aisle? I was so confused. Well, no, it was a different scene. And so you got a different character. Anna said, and people are lying to KB then because she ain't ready for a partner either. I will agree with you there, but I think she needs less work than Edmund because she's trying to, KB wants a partner who is the Black American version of the man that is meant, of the Mexican dude that's meant for Ali. Like she want a former thug who loves the Lord, right? Like some thug that got saved in juvie. And now, you know, he's a children's pastor and he be preaching. Sometimes he be cussing, but, you know, he's still getting his healing. And everybody likes that because you need a man like that in the church to let the men know that not every guy in the church is gay. Come on, walk with me, Black community. You know what I'm talking about. That's the kind of guy she like, right? She want to be a first lady of a thug church. That's what I get from her. She want to be out with her pastor bae at Ruth Chris having a birthday dinner, and some man look at her the wrong way. Her pastor ex-thug husband get up and be like, man, what you don't disrespect me in Jesus' name. She wants that. And that's a problem. That's a problem. KB wants to be, no, honey, don't fight. Put the gun away. Like, stop. There are women out there who like that mess. We're supposed to grow out of it. Like at 16, that's attractive because your mind isn't there. But then there are some women who still desire that. Like she wants to be laughing with her girls at brunch and be like, I got to keep bail money on me for him because he crazy about me. What, girl? But to her, that's attractive. That makes her feel safe. So she got to do some work there too. Not as much work as Edmund. Hannah said, I meant the teacher looks exactly like the woman who, oh, okay, thank you. Because I was like, what? Woo! That threw me. Okay, Hannah, thank you. Kimberly said, that's why KB chose to break up on camera. She wanted, that could be it too. That could be it too. when he was crying. If I were like, to be honest with you, that scene where he was crying about the coochie, I would have told production, I need my own room. I would not be able to sleep next to him. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. May said that was scary the night in bed, and also just the way he was talking to the guys about how he didn't get any. You know what? Has he gotten any? Maybe that's what's going on there. But he was a football. Well, see, here's the thing. He was a football player in college with blonde hair. So he looked like he was getting it in. But maybe looks can be deceiving. We don't know. We do not know. Jennifer said, well, when he said I'm going to die in those other scenes, I was me too. Now, he was very alarming. He was very alarming. That's why I'm just like, listen, there's a good guy there. There's also another guy there. We don't ever want to let him out. Let's get him. Let's exercise him out of you immediately. Hey, Leah. Leah said KB was on her cycle. He wasn't getting any the wedding night either. KB probably would have gotten an annulment under not consummating the marriage. That would have been good too, for for her career. But leaving this way as well, safe, safe. Anna said, then why did she allow this clown on the show to continue to the altar, where we had to see this man break down like that? Like others have said, this is probably the safest way to break up with him. And also, again, she's probably under contract. Edmund, or are you the 5th grade teacher? What's happening here, Anna? Miss Anna? Reveal yourself. Hey, Nikki Nick said, did KB connect with any other men? I can't remember. We didn't see it. We didn't see her or Edmund's other connections, if there were any. Oh, Tyler and Ashley. Who the hell is that? Oh, they should not have jumped the broom. Oh, y'all played with the ancestors. Hey, Jay. Jay said, I think that comb is something safe for him. Like when he was a child, like a teddy bear. Yeah, that's probably true. That is probably true. That is probably true, child. About 1.5 years since filming ended. Megan was messing with this man. Girl, the timeline is messy. Christina said also, what the F was that trailer? It was 8 seconds of Megan's hair being windblown because they're outside. Oh, they're outside? What? Okay, this reunion, I feel like I'm going to be irked. I feel like I'm going to be irked. Ice Macchiato said, yeah, Netflix wants hot people, but the public wants normal rate. I don't think it's just Netflix. America, the entertainment industry in America, like everywhere else, everybody can look like they're from wherever, right? In America, even the working class people look wealthy. Like even a working class people who are playing working class characters are done up. It's so weird. Sarah said after that terrible Bachelor in Paradise season, they can cancel the Bachelor, and I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to be around for long. Cece said my cousin is in trade school to become an electrician. Money, and I've been encouraging him to really go through with it. It's money. Yep, you'll always need an electrician. Always. Yep. Everybody trying to be podcasters. You better learn a trade. Janelle said, yes, I would date a trash man. He better hop in the shower. Child. The only working class guys I wouldn't date, two. police officers, and construction workers. Maybe it's because I'm from Philly, but they be having drug problems bad, especially the Caucasian ones. Something about construction and white people and meth just go together real bad. Real bad. They be messed up, their hands be messed, their bodies be messed. I don't feel like the money is worth it. They get some coin, but I feel like they would have to make way more money for the damage that is done to their bodies, externally and internally. Now, an architect, hello, but that's not blue collar. Janelle said the daddy got to be dark skinned because the daddy is in Ghana. The daddy is in Ghana. That's probably the only time she stay clean, when she's in Ghana. Yeah, we know. Oh, we know. We know. We are. That family is messy. They knew. They saw when Eben was born. They knew. They knew. They knew. Well, she met him here in America. Something ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up. Edmund, not off rip, gives Black American. Not off rip. We gotta talk to him, see his. Then we like, oh, okay. But now that we got a possible Ghanaian daddy, he's mixed. He's mixed. He was always giving me biracial, but I ain't know what kind of biracial. Rachel said the daddy must be someone who was deported and living in. That's why she always trying to get there. Her bae is in Ghana. To me, it explains why and how she be going. Come on. Come on. We putting it together, Star family. We putting it together. That's her heart. Her boo thing is over there. Child. Because I'm like, you doing a Mecca to Ghana? I'll be honest with you. For Black Americans, the Mecca, the first place we always think is everybody want to go to Nigeria. It's like the popular, that's the first Black nation we learn about. Ghana? It's up there, but it's not like the first one. Maybe Liberia. But Ghana? What's going on there? Wait a minute. Aren't Liberians African Americans with a twist? Whoa, never. You know what? Did I ask for awards? They don't never get into it. Them Liberians, they be staying out of that. They don't never get in. I don't never hear nothing about Liberians or the Congolesians. It's always Black Americans, Black Brits, South Africans, and Nigerians. Everybody else stay out of the mess. Them Liberians be minding their business. Ciao. Jay said, Nikki, I am dying, but you are killing it tonight. No. That's what she want. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if, like, in a few years, she's the first lady of a church in Compton. That's what she wants. She wants to be giving her testimony about how she had to hide the gun. And, they prayed on the way in a police van. That's the life she wants. I'm telling you, she didn't grow out of it, y'all. She didn't. Oh, I'm describing your uncle. We all got an uncle that we know got bodies, but he loves the Lord. That's why every time in church, even though he has been baptized 93 times, he gives his life to Christ every Sunday because he know what he did. And we know, we just don't ask questions. Why bother? Why bother? Why bother? So Steph said, my friend is the same. She wants a former thug with the NBA that carries a concealed weapon that likes trap. Yep. Why? I don't know why, but that is just for certain black women, that is the ideal guy. It's crazy. Jeanette, that's what she wants to do. Honey, no, don't. Let's come together, please. It's not calm down. That's what she wants to do. Pray with me. Come on, honey. Pray with me. Pray with me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Say it with me, rock bond. I will fear no evil. Ah, crazy work. Crazy work. Calm down before the cops get here. That's somebody's life that they prayed for. Anyway. Miss Brown Sugar said, viewers are asking KB to take a lot of responsibility for another adult in his actions. Both of them signed contracts for the show. KB just fulfilled her contract. Period. Oh my God, do they got crack? Oh, she cannot be strung out in Ghana. She can't be strung out on penis and crack. Jesus. Oh, girl, that's too much. That is too much. You got to pick a struggle. Absolutely not. Miss Brown Sugar said Ghanaians can be lighter hued too, not as common, but I've met caramel, cinnamon brown. Is it Ghanaians, guys? Am I saying it right? Ghanaians with 2 Ghanaian parents. Oh, really? I'm not, you know what? I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying, you know, I'm always thinking because a lot of us are multiracial, not by choice. Not by choice. Yikes. And because like I don't know another way to say it, because you know, y'all pure bloods, y'all look, you know, like the people. You know what I mean? We come out any kind of way. We deserve reparations. But I mean, you know what I mean? Because what I'm trying to say is y'all features have survived for centuries because y'all stay within the community. Colonization hit y'all, but not like, you know, not like that. So that's why I was just like, I think I'm right about that daddy, y'all. I think I'm right. I know my people. That's why when the mom was doing all that talking, I was just like, what you going to Ghana for? Your family is not there. Her baby daddy is. Her baby daddy is. Edmund is biracial. We're going to find out sooner or later. We're going to find, you know, I'm so messy. I was like, does the mom have Instagram? I want to see her Ghanaian trips. I want to see what happens when she's in Ghana. Who's the tour guide? What that tour guide look like? He probably looked like Edmund. Miss Brown Sugar said, wait, did we already cover the reunion spoiler? I guess the spoiler is that Megan had a baby. I knew it had to be something because that face was full. Rachel said, LMAO as Ghanaian with sketchy uncles. They definitely used to push that. No, she cannot be strung out on penis and crack. No. Okay. Oh, Lord, no. She cannot. Oh, Ghana. Oh, Ghana? Oh, what? Ghana? So it's Ghana? Y'all don't say Ghanaian? It's Ghana. Oh, wait. So y'all be like, I'm Ghana. This is Ghana culture. Oh, that sounds so ghetto. I know that's right. This is Ghana food. Sarah said, Nikki, did you see that Joe and Katie dated after the season? Who the hell is Joe and Katie? Who is Joe and Katie? From what? From where? He's biracial. Edmund is a biracial. He is I'm telling you. I was looking at him. I was just like, There's a mixture here. I knew it. I knew it. He's a biracial. She tried to push that baby off on that Puerto Rican man. And you know, back in the day, no shade to the boomers, but back in the day, they was messy. They was cheating up a storm. Papa was a Rolling Stone, but so was Grandma. They was in them streets doing it out of both draw legs, like my grandma would say. They was messy back in the day. And so a lot of people don't know who their fathers are because ain't nobody, we sweep everything under the rug. You don't really know who's the daddy, who's the mom. You don't know none of that stuff till the funeral. That's when we start telling the truth at that funeral. We got a lot of biracials out there. A lot of you millennials, y'all biracials. Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know it. A lot of y'all are biracials because them 90s, we had an import of a lot of people. What was it? We had Jamaicans. We had a lot of Nigerians come in at that time. And then it was Jamaicans. It was Nigerians. I know New Jersey had an influx of Kenyans. Y'all biracial. Don't do a 23andMe. Y'all, Edmund is not the only, y'all are biracial, but your mama got away with it because you're black. Do the work. Do the research. Do the research. And it's always something so simple as culture, because here's the thing. Even though you might not have grown up in that culture, you are still connected to it in some way. You a black girl that grew up in Connecticut, but you can't wait to get some curry chicken. How the hell you know how to make curry chicken? Nobody in your family know how to make that. But out of nowhere, you just start sprinkling seasons, and next thing you got the best damn curry chicken anybody ever made because it's in your bloodline. Wake up. Wake up. Y'all are biracial. Wake up. Kimberly said Casey is still trying to push up. Oh, you meant Joe and Casey. I said Joe and Katie. Well, listen. Joe is the kind of guy that Casey wanted. She was lying to Patrick. We all knew. I can't go through with it. And it is not because of what you guys think. I know what that will look like. Casey was never marrying or dating an Asian guy. She played in Patrick's face. Oh, Lord. Wavy said, Casey, the one who turned the Asian Patrick. If you are I will say anywhere from 35, 30, if you are a Black American, allegedly, if you are a Black American millennial from the ages of 34 to 42, and you are from New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York, Tejas, or Minnesota, you might be a biracial. If you've ever questioned anything, if you find yourself doing something, you're just like, a Black American wouldn't do this. It's your ancestors. I'm telling you, look at, watch my next live. Somebody gonna be like, oh my God, Nikki, I did the 23andMe. I'm Brazilian. You know what I mean? Listen, the parents in the 90s was a mess. They were a mess. They was coming off them 80s. Some things happen. Look it up. Look it up. Be ready for what you might find. That's all I'm going to say. Sarah said, oh, not me saying her name wrong twice. Too forgettable. Yeah, because I was like, who is Bachelor. Oh, she absolutely, we all knew. We were rooting for her, right? We were just like, oh yeah, of course. Because even when she she gave that explanation about her brothers, I was like, ooh, that was a terrible explanation. When Patrick revealed that he was Asian, she was just like, oh yeah, no, my brothers, they all have Asian wives. One's from the Philippines. I was like, girl, stop right there before we start asking some questions. Another one's from Vietnam. Patrick, that is not the kind of white family you want to marry into. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Ice Macchiato said, I have 2 Black American parents and did my DNA test, and I am 70%. It's time to sit down, mama, and ask some questions. The 90s were a wild time. The 90s and the 80s were a wild time, guys. It was a wild, there was not as much regulation back then. Our parents had a time, and they're not going to tell us everything. Look into some things. Look into some. I hope she is. Her and Patrick should be at the reunion, right? They have to have them at the reunion. I don't think Patrick's going to drag her. If anything, he might be trying to get back with her. Marie says, so Megan got pregnant within a few months of knowing the person. I know what happens, but she got pregnant because that was the guy she was dating before she came on the show. That her and that guy will have prior history. There's no way. There's no way she would be so reckless with her womb as a rich kid. They don't play about pedigree. Kimberly said, Casey gave the whole, I'm not rich. Yeah, my brothers, they have mail order brides. Girl. Mm-mm. 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 Our parents had a time. Our parents had a time. I'm telling y'all the new biracials. Y'all are the new biracials. Look it up. Especially if you was in New York or Texas, you're biracial. You, especially Houston, you're a biracial. Hands down. You are a biracial. You and your dad may have similar melanin. That's it. That's it. You know how we were acting those young days, intrigued. Oh my God, this is a new kind of man. What is that? Your mama was doing it too. It's going to be an influx of new biracials. And it's going to be millennials. I cannot wait for that documentary. My God. So are you, so Steph, are you going to be, I'm going to have a show. I'm going to do a live called Discovering That I'm a Biracial. And I want everybody who has realized that look at us. Look what we're finding out. Yes. It is true. Nina said, I didn't want to say it, but as an Asian woman, when someone says their white brother, oh, yep. As soon as she mentioned they all had Asian wives, I was like, yikes. This ain't the family you want to be in, Patrick. Absolutely not. And it also let me know that she was not going to be with an Asian man. Because if you are in a family where they think that the standard is having an Asian wife, they absolutely do not believe the same thing for Asian men. Absolutely not. Ice Macchiato said Casey will be at the reunion for some tea that will be spilled about her and another cast member. Probably, will it be Joe? Spill it. Oh, wait, for me. Ice Macchiato is going to spill some tea. Let me know in the comments if you want it or not. I say yay, but if y'all don't want to be spoiled, hop on out because we about to get spoiled. We about to get spoiled. Most biracials do. Most biracials do. That's going to be a great show. You know what? Let me write up a draft for that show. I'll probably sell it to own. Yes, spill the tea, ice macchiato. Ice macchiato about to spill the tea, y'all. Because why wait for that reunion? Everybody's telling the business. Why wait for the reunion? Spill the tea. I just opened up. I had Threads opened up. So when I opened up my phone, it opened up to Threads. And the first thing I see is this girl named Sheena on Threads who says, Sparkle Megan can go to Sparkle Hell. I knew, that's why I got off of Threads early this morning. I knew that Megan did something wrong because everybody was dragging her. OMG. It's been happening with these reality TV shows for a while. Sparkle Hell. She was not playing because I guess out of everybody on Love is Blind, Megan is the only one that's trending right now because of how she did Jordan. Can y'all see? Now, Ice Macchiato, we waiting for the tea. Did you leave? We're all waiting for you to spill so we can go to bed. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. People got jobs. The funniest thing about her being Sparkle Megan because she sparkles all the time. Did we ever see a sparkle? Did we ever see? I don't think we ever did. Even Everybody said not to bring Love Island Games back, but did y'all hear that Josh spilled tea on Idrea? What, that she had a boyfriend that didn't want him the whole time? That ain't tea, Josh. We all knew. We all knew. Oh, Ice Macchiato said Joe's girlfriend revealed that he and Casey. Oh, so she was pushing up on him because there was some prior history. Is that so? She's going to spill that at the reunion? Joe's probably going to deny it because her weave is terrible. Her weave is horrible. He's probably going to deny that. Miss Brown Sugar said, I'm not mad at none of these women's final decision, but let the internet tell it I'm in the minority. I think Megan made the right decision after seeing Jordan wasn't trying to make room for her. I think that everybody made the right decision. I've been saying none of these people should get married. My issue with Megan is that Joe told her from jump. That's the only thing. I'm like, girl, you knew what this man's life was going to be in the pods. So to still choose him? Come on. I've said, we saw it on that interesting jean jacket with the that Kohl's Cash jean jacket. Alicia sent a super chat. Thank you, Alicia. She said, spill the tea. Thank you so much, Alicia. Is it Alicia or Alicia? Whatever it is. Thank you, my sis. Thank you for the super chat. So Seth said, Megan's happy with her bald. The man is bald. You know what? Oh, you know what? Let me do it on my phone so I can show y'all. Megan, he bald? He got to be rich. Megan Sparkle's baby daddy. Oh, y'all are so messy. Somebody has already been looking at that because not only is that the first suggestion, it's Megan Sparkle's baby daddy Instagram. So everybody has been looking. Oh, it's on the sun. Hold on. Girl, you was over here playing. Playing. Oh, she definitely had a baby because mother is thick. This is a baby. Oh, he got money. Oh, yeah, he got money. It's giving wasp. It is giving wasp. She was slumming it. They love slumming it with the working class. OM. OMG. Absolutely. Very, very. OMG. Oh, Megan, you are messy. But she thick. She is caked up, child. I know that's right. What? Whoever the eyewitness is messy because in a Sun article, it says an eyewitness exclusively told the Sun that the man seems to be living in Megan's home. He has been in and out all hours of the day. Oh, y'all are met. Oh, look at the baby daddy. And this baby is not fresh. This baby at least been here a couple months. Megan. This is so that Love is Blind, you gotta let this show go. You gotta let this show go. She was probably pregnant filming a show. This is messy. This is messy. Well, here's the thing. That doesn't necessarily mean he ain't got no money. That means he's probably trust fund. Trust fund kids are the biggest bums you will ever meet. They are bums. He probably living in there and probably paying for everything. This is, oh my God. Denver was a nightmare. That baby is not fresh. Full head of hair, a full crown, probably lifting, probably saying "dad," moving her arms. That baby is here. That baby is here and aware. They know what's going on. Damn near one. Oh. Megan, this is messy. This is messy. Had to have, got to be. Got the baby sitting up. Probably know how to count to 10. I'm telling you, out of all people, I would have never thought it would have been her. Marie said, I wonder if Jordan will keep it cute. I wouldn't keep it cute because you played with me. You played with me. I'm going to go as far to say she was pregnant when she dumped Jordan. That's what she was like. I cannot get married to this man knowing that I'm carrying somebody else's baby. Or being like, I can't get married to him knowing that I'm pregnant and her and Jordan have been having sex. She don't want him to think it's his baby. The timeline is crazy. The timeline is crazy. Miss Brown Sugar said he had a child. He didn't say that he was unwilling to consider her life in any way. Jordan is the first single parent to find love and need to mesh lifestyles. But no. I'm not saying that. But he let her know that Luca and Luca's health is his first priority. He told her that. Jordan did not lead her on in any kind of way. Yeah, the baby not fresh. The baby been here. The baby been here. The baby probably been to daycare. That is a fresh baby. They got their belly button is fully developed. They sitting up, eating solids. Ah! Miss Ronshika said, well, actually, never mind. He did tell Megan she wasn't. He did. He let her know. He let her know. NC said that baby can hold his head up without support. He has at least 5. This is messy. Yup. Who don't got to work? He don't got to do nothing. He get an allowance every month from his trust fund. Hannah says she must have been seeing. She had to. There is no way. And I'm telling you, she probably broke it off of Jordan to explain why she hasn't been having sex with him. Because her thing could be, oh, we're 2 ships passing, so I just didn't feel comfortable having sex with you, knowing that we had these issues. She was pregnant. She was pregnant. This is messy. Listen, she gonna have to say that baby was a preemie. She gonna have to say something. She gonna have to say something, child. She gonna have to say the baby was built in a lab or something. Girl, this is crazy. Hey, Creole said Megan got herself a rich stay home. She sure did. That's why she got pregnant right away. She said, let me lock in this trust fund. I would have never thought, maybe Allie. Megan? This is insane. Indigo said, I know Jordan got a vasectomy. Oh, you are. You guys, we've cracked the code. We've cracked the code. That girl broke up with him because she was pregnant. She got pregnant. She was probably sneaking with the rich dude, slipped up at one of their skiing events, and got pregnant. And no way it could have been Jordan's baby because he got a vasectomy. Messy boots. Messy boots. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, that baby been a date. The baby is probably walking, y'all. That baby is not fresh. It's here. It's been here. It's probably had 3 or 4 doctor's visits. Blood drawn. Got the teeth coming in. Sucking on frozen pretzels. Oh, the baby has been here a minute. The timeline, Megan, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I don't know how you are going to explain this, girl. You might be able to convince the men, not us. Not us. Cece says she was definitely messing with that guy. She had to. There's no way. There's no way. I'm looking at the pictures of the baby sitting up looking. Probably waving at everybody in Target. Hi. Kimberly said, nigga, Vanessa better ask how old the baby is. Listen, if Megan lies about the age of that baby, her newsy neighbor that's been talking to the son is going to tell us the truth. Wavy said Reality Receipts Pod said this season was filmed sometime between March or May. Let's get the calendar. Megan, this is bad. Megan, this does not look good. This does girl, this does not look good. How can she get out of this? She had to be pregnant filming this show, y'all. How can she get out of this? You know what, Megan? I hate to say it. You want to go with the diabetes storyline. I hate to say it. Sometimes diabetics have big babies. Oh my God, this is terrible. But you gonna have to say it's in my bloodline, so the babies always come out big. The baby is only 6 weeks. That's the only way, girl. That's the only way. And I know it's a preemie. This is terrible. Miss Roshika said she pulled a Lindsay Hopper. She was going to have her family. What? She broke up with that man because she was pregnant. Guys, I gotta go. She broke up with that man because she was pregnant. Because there ain't no way. That timeline is tight, girl. Christina, thank you for the super chat. Christina said, this whole day after watching this finale, I kept having flashbacks of viewing that first live I found when you were talking about oh, I still to this day, she was so mean to that boy. Oh, thank you for the super chat, sis. Hannah said she couldn't do what Diana Ross did. Not Diana catching a stray. Eva Ripley said that baby's at least 6 months old. If filming ended in May, the baby was born in maybe February or March. This timeline is tight. You either going to have to do the diabetes storyline, or you're going to have to be like, he was a guy I used to go to church with, I went to school or church with. And, I was so, I got you. I was so upset about the breakup with me and Jordan. And, I slipped, is that a one night stand? And I was pregnant. And I was just like, is this my destiny? And I told him, and he was just like, oh my God, I've always wanted a kid. And we decided to make it work. We're a modern family. Girl, you got to do something. You got to do something. This timeline is messy. That timeline is messy. Girl. Whitney said, if the baby is 3 months old, born around July, conceived through a show filmed in March. Now, that's the thing. We got to figure out that timeline. Could it have been a summer fling? But that baby ain't 3 months. It's how old this baby is. That's a big baby for 3 months. That's what I'm saying. It's a tight timeline, y'all. That's a tight. But see, this is the thing. We would have to know how old the baby is, and when did filming start, and when did it end? Yikes. Cece said, and had the nerve to be like, I don't think I could ever be a mom. If she was pregnant in that confessional, Megan said she would have had to got pregnant very soon after filming, because that's what I'm saying. The timeline is tight. Tight. Keep them. I don't want to hear about nobody else. I want to know when that baby was conceived. I would be moving furniture. Moving furniture, because ain't no way. Either that baby was conceived from a one night stand or you've been messing with that dude. Now, pregnant, okay. You done had the baby, nursing the baby walking. Girl, Marie said at most it would have been 5 months of meeting that man and getting pregnant after filming, maybe. At most. That's crazy work. 5 months. Denise said, remember when Megan said Jordan blew her back out? She was slumming. They love it. They love it. Let me get some broke penis before I settle down. It was a lapse in judgment. Yeah, she got to go with that. She got to go with that. Alex said her comment about wondering if she will be a good mom makes so much. She was probably pregnant. Because they do the confessionals. A lot of times they film the confessionals after the show. Sometimes they do during, but a lot of times they do it after the show. She was probably good and pregnant. This is messy. So Steph said, if I was Megan, I wouldn't have shown me either. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to have questions. When did you meet him? Because you played in everybody's face. That is crazy. I'm here to save the day. The baby is big. OMG. The Whitney Edison, let me go on Google this. We got to find out when did Megan and Jordan's scenes end? Like, when were they done filming? Or is Jordan going to give us that tea? Oh my God. Oh, adoption. Well, when you're rich, you can buy a baby the day of. They don't regulate the rich. You see, Julia from Miami, she bought them kids immediately. No background check or nothing. Wavy said, Meg about to hit us with that favorite parts conception. That's exactly what it's given. And guys, no, I think she carried this kid because she's looking full. Very full. Miss Brown Sugar said, okay, just listen to Ricky again. And she's saying that Megan recently gave birth. The son is saying it's a newborn. That baby got a full crown. Now, maybe the baby was born with a full head of hair. And immaculate mobility. Look at that full head. Unless the baby is got a Benjamin Button disease, Megan, the girl, you have some explaining to do. Guys, I'm so gay. I thought she was going to say that she was pregnant. I did not know she was going to say she got a whole toddler. This is crazy. Now we got to wait a whole week. Ugh. Boo. Boo. Y'all give us 90 episodes in one day. But when we get to the juiciness, the tea of it all, we got to wait a week for one episode. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Lord. It's don't got nothing on the head because it's a newborn. And the baby is old enough to where if they put a hat on it, they probably took it off. Because they don't have the mittens. They don't got the newborn mittens. I cannot believe this. I thought she was at least going to say that she was pregnant. She done had the baby. This is crazy. Wavy says, sadly, I think the Lachey's will be happy. Oh, they will. Another Love is Blind baby. They won't ask Megan the real questions, especially since they probably can't claim Lauren and babies now. Lauren and Can's baby now that they've move beyond the show. Ciao. Ephraim said, thank you all for supporting Nikki. Remember to hit that like button. We are having a time tonight. We sure are. Yes, the newborn mittens. They don't have them. They don't have the newborn mittens. That baby, if that baby not doing the struggle stand, they crawling. That needs to be the only thing they talk about at their reunion. The only thing. Oh, yes, Alicia, I talked about KB and Edmund were the second couple that I talked about in the beginning of the live. Social Steph said this was some good mess. It sure was. Baby, I am gagged. I am gagged. Alicia, I think I talked about them about 20 minutes in. 20 minutes into the live. Oh my God. What tea, child? What tea? And now you know what we got next? Married at First Sight. Ciao. I'll either see you guys tomorrow or Friday for a review of Married at First Sight. But this live was something else. Megan. Messy boots. Messy boots. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for another Crazy Love is Blind live. I appreciate the support. Make sure you like the video before you leave. Hype me up, hype up the video if you can. And I will see you for something else very soon. Love ya. Bye. Oh, wait. Indigo said, did y'all see Marshall's clap back to Jackie over Asian Patrick asking for the ring back? I just bust up. Oh, God. Send it to me. Did he do it on TikTok? Did he do it on TikTok? Send it to me. Ice Macchiato said, waiting a week for one reunion show is ridiculous when it's already filmed. Thank you. They could have gave it to us now. Y'all probably would have got more views if y'all gave it to us this week. Yes, 20 minutes. I think it's about 20 minutes or so in. If you want to wait for me to end the live and give me about 15 minutes, I'll put the timestamps in the video so you can know when I talk about that couple. Let me know. But thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. So Alicia, just give me 15 minutes, and I'll put in the timestamps. Bye, y'all. Megan.